Home, the Coliseum, where the Orioles will now play 4 games. This has been a very tough place for the Orioles to win over the last few years. They come off losing 2 out of 3 in Anaheim. They saw some outstanding pitching, and the Orioles offense, well, they just did not respond. Can they turn it around here? Buck Showalter has shifted the lineup. Chris Davis is going to get a night off. The Oriole bats in a big ballpark. Let's see what they can do. Game 1 of 4 right now. It's the Orioles on Macedon. The road trip continues in the beautiful city of Oakland and across the bay, San Francisco. Orioles and A's 4-game set. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne, and welcome. The Orioles come into a ballpark that's been very tough for them. It's a tough yard for a lot of teams, especially coming from the east on these trips out west. For the Orioles, they are vital games. Losing 2 out of 3 against the Angels, a ball club that they are battling with to try and find a wild card spot to make it into the postseason. Well, let's take a look first of all the ballpark they're going to play in tonight. These are the numbers. Now, keep in mind, one of the things that may be a little misconstrued here is the runs per game. The pitching staff for Oakland has not been good, so that run number is way up. You see the home run numbers, the batting average is 13th, slugging percentage in the middle of the pack, team ERA 4th. I'm surprised that number is that good here in this yard, but that's how tough it is to get hits here. Now, for the Orioles, it has been a house of horrors. The Orioles in games that have been played here have not done well. And you see how much difficulty the other ball clubs have had coming out here playing in this ballpark since 2008. The Orioles have got to overcome all of that, Jim, because they need the W's here.
Well, they really do. Now, you know, the last 2 years, the Oakland A's have struggled. I mean, they won 68 and 69 games. But before that, 96 to 94, 88. So it's a pretty good ball club. So you got to come out here, different time change. And again, what kind of club are you? The Orioles hit home runs. 47% at least this year are based of the runs on home runs. Foul territory, the fact that they usually have pretty good pitching here. I think the one big thing, and you kind of touched on it, Gary, is they traded 2 of their better relievers, Ryan Matson and Sean Doolittle. Doolittle's the kind of guy, I mean, lefties were 0 for 23. Matson last year, even though he wasn't a closer this year, 30 saves. So they're not the same team, but they play well at home here because they think they can win. And they have some pretty good young players, and we'll get a chance to see them over the 4 games.
And that is the kind of ball club the Orioles face. It's a team looking ahead to next year. So the young players with something to be gained, hungry to win. That's what the Orioles go up against. So put your singing shoes on. Let's go. brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. A beautiful evening here. BGE Home, Baltimore's home team. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Why would you call anyone else? 64 degrees. Little breeze blowing from right to left to start the ball game. Humidity at 80%. It'll cool off here as the night goes on. Take a look at the Orioles starting lineup, brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. And Buck Showalter has shaken the lineup up. Beckham's going to move to the leadoff. Machado, Scope, Jones to the number 4 spot. Mancini, Trumbo, Smith, Castillo, and Rickert. Great news. Joey Rickert, after the beating on the helmet, able to play here tonight. Adam Jones' career against the A's. Good numbers.
And take a look at the starting pitcher. Well, quite a story. First major league start back in about a month ago at age 36, 90 days. Oldest guy in the history of the A's. Last year out of the bullpen. This year started down at AAA Nashville, their AAA affiliate. He doesn't throw very hard. He's going to top out at 86, 87. And again, he's pitched pretty well. He's certainly not going to throw it by you, but he's a finesse guy. His last appearance was actually in relief against the Giants. But again, he gives you a chance to win only because he's been able to, in 3 of the 4 starts, pitch into the 7th inning. And as Bob Melvin, and we talked about in the opening, Gary, he said we have to have our starters at least get us 5, 6, 7 innings because, again, the bullpen is not the way it was earlier because of trades.
Yeah, and it's been used heavily over the last week, so even more important for their starters to give some distance. But unfortunately, that has not been happening for this ball club. So the 36-year-old right-hander gets set to go, and in the leadoff spot, Tim Beckham, first time for the Orioles, and he's only batted leadoff 13 times in his career, which really surprises me. In those games, a .225 average and a couple of leadoff home runs. So Buck Showalter shakes it up. Chris Davis out of the lineup as Chris has been struggling at the plate, so giving him a break. And maybe even tomorrow, too, as Chris is working on stuff in BP and in the batting cage to try and get swing straightened out a little bit and get back on the snide. And a swing and a miss and a pitch down and away. Beckham.
Yeah, he's been red hot. I mean, you can see the 9-game hitting streak, and and again, multi-hits in 6 and 9 of them, home runs, triples. Again, he can run a little bit. Doesn't steal a lot of bases, but any ball up the gap, like you said, if it touches the wall, I'm going to turn it into a triple.
Delivery to him. That'll be a breaking ball outside. This is the kind of pitcher that the Orioles have struggled with. The Orioles are a very good fastball hitting team, but when you get somebody who throws slower, and slowest, the Orioles have had their problems with that kind of a pitcher, and we'll see whether or not that's the case with Chris Smith tonight. Beckham will foul that one back and out of play off 84 mile-an-hour pitch, 1-2.
Yeah, I was talking, I talked about the fact that his last appearance was not a start. It was in relief, and I watched the 4 innings he pitched. The Giants, they scored 4 runs because they used the whole field. That is something the Orioles did not do in the last 2 games down in Anaheim. 2 for 9 on Tuesday, and then yesterday only 4 hits.
Pitch on the way to him, and that will be taken down low. Smith, a great story, as Jim said, coming back to the majors for the first time since 2010 last year. He played some independent baseball. He pitched in May of 2011 and did not pitch again in the majors till they brought him back. Pitch is hit in the air to center. That is really tagged, going back 400 feet to the wall, and that's going to hit right at the base of it. Davis kind of missed playing that, and on the way to third is Beckham, and he's got a triple. A well hit ball that Davis, I think, thought he was going to catch. Ball over his head and ricocheted back towards the infield.
Yeah, it's almost like he thought it was going to carry out of here. And again, the ball's more lively the last 2 years. Home runs up, and right here you think, boy, maybe if it's not Oakland, it might have gone out of here. And this is where he gets a little confused. Once it gets by him, it's certainly going to be a triple. And what did Tim Beckham say? If the ball hits the wall, I'm going to end up at third. So Adam Jones 1 for 11 down in Anaheim. They move him to the 4th spot, and Beckham with a leadoff triple.
So he's got the triple, 5th time this year he's had one. And Davis got to be wondering, how did I lose sight of that thing? He never really tried to make a catch on that ball, and could have. Manny Machado shows bunt. That may bring Chapman in a little bit at third base, although he's not buying it. With a runner on at third, Beckham, anything, of course, can get him in here, and the Orioles would love to jump out early. One of their young players, Chapman, at third base. This ball club, they had a real struggle with errors. Down to third, runner coming, play's going to go to first. Chapman makes it on the run. RBI picked up by Manny, and the Orioles are on the board, 1-0.
Yeah, Bob Melvin, you're not going to play your infield in, not with the heart of the lineup coming up. They've been scoring runs, but they also have been giving them up. The ERA for the starters last 12 games is over 7. And here's another earned run right here. You don't strike out, you don't pop up, all kinds of foul territory. Put it in play, get yourself an RBI, and you got yourself a 1-0 lead.
So Manny gets his 66th run batted in. And Jonathan Scope, with the bases empty, 1 down, will take the pitch away. So Beckham also in the run department for the Orioles now. That is the 9th run he has scored, and this the 10th game he has played. Off speed delivery is swung on and missed. That one breaking down and away. That's the one that has bothered Jonathan a little bit of late, doing some chasing on pitches that he had not been doing most of the season. Back inside, that one towards left center, high in the air, and Scope is retired. Kind of coming on from left field.
Yeah, take a look in this immense ballpark, kind of like the ballpark across the bay. Canna Davis Pinder, that's your outfield. Chapman, Simeon back after missing almost 74 days with a wrist problem. Lowry, Healy, and then Garneau. He gets traded over from Colorado, and he's in the lineup.
They like his defensive catching, not a lot at the plate, but he can handle a pitching staff. So with the out recorded, there are 2 down, and here is Adam Jones. Adam in that cleanup spot for the Orioles. He shows bunt, will take the pitch. He's trying to get the infield cheated in a little bit. It's the 16th time this year that Adam has batted cleanup, 380th time in his career. His career numbers in the cleanup spot, 289. He's had 73 home runs from this spot and 227 RBIs. So you move from the leadoff spot to the cleanup spot. That's the name of the game in baseball this day and age.
Yeah, coming into this game, only 12 at bats against Chris Smith, and the 1 home run at him last year.
Pitch will be taken inside for a ball. Smith has appeared against the Orioles a couple of times, both occasions in relief. So that's why they haven't seen much of him. He owns a 4.5 ERA against the Orioles. Relief appearances, Oakland August 11, a couple of runs on 3 hits in 3 innings that he worked last time out against the O's. 36 years old. Defense straight up. Jones a chopper to third base. Chapman will charge. Plenty of time to set up. Throws there in time. 1 run on 1 hit. No errors. Nobody left on base. Beckham with a triple kicks it off for the Orioles. 1-0. It's a 10-game road trip out west. They are now 21-35 in road games. Still trying to pick that number up. Take a look at the lineup for the A's. Davis, Simeon, Lowry, Davis, Healy, and Pinder, Chapman, Canna, and Garneau. For the other Chris Davis with a K, 11 game-winning RBIs.
Now Wade Miley will try to win a 6th game tonight. So you can see he got 2 kinds of fastballs. He's got the changeups. He's got them all really. Curveball, slider. You know, righties give him a problem. Righties come in hitting .305 with 17 of the 18 home runs. And you can see the ERA on the year at .551. On the road, a little bit higher at .603. But he's just trying to do what he did the last 2 times, which is keep him in the game. He's only been able to go 5 innings, but he's only given up 2 runs.
And he'll start it out with a strike. Rajai Davis, 3-game hit streak. Big average against Miley, hitting .310 with 2 home runs lifetime against the Orioles left-hander. For Miley against the A's, he's got a 2-1 record, a really good 1.8 ERA, 3 career starts. Faced them twice with the Red Sox in 15 and once with the Orioles last year. Here he has a 1-1 record in this ballpark and an ERA of 1.42. Rajai Davis with outstanding speed, center fielder. Leadoff spot. You want to keep him off, can disrupt the ball game in a hurry when he's on base. Pitch will be taken up and in. This is what Wade's going to try and counter. Get these pitch counts down in an inning. There have been a lot of 3-2 counts and foul balls out of play.
Well, the amazing thing, and you know we keep talking about it, so you kind of get some numbers and then you go to the pitching trends. He's got 165 3-2 counts this year. And
that's impossible.
Well, no, I thought so. I mean, I actually did think so. I mean, they're only hitting 159 when he goes 3-2, but it's the pitches.
That's going to be a base hit into left field as Davis got one up. Smith will handle it, and Rajai Davis is on.
Yeah, so take a look, and of course, you know, we get all these numbers, and you know, numbers sometimes don't lie. They kind of tell you a story. So again, since June 22nd. He's thrown more balls than anybody, and you know Holland's not having a good year. Trevor Hale just went on the DL, and then behind in the counts 38.5% of the time. So if you said, what do you want to do, and he'll be the first guy to say this, he says, I want to get ahead. But for some reason this year walks at 5.5 per 9 innings, almost double his career average.
Davis a big lead. He was ready to go over there on that read. Simeon up. The shortstop's gone 4 for 11 against Wade Miley. Miley working on the third base side of that rubber against the right-handers. As Bob Melvin with all those big numbers against by righties against Wade, it's a right-handed lineup from top to bottom against Miley in this game.
Yeah, and they you know, they don't run a lot on him. I mean, 4 out of 6 when they do. That's a very low total when you're into your 24th start of the year, and that was not his good move. He's got a much better move.
Davis 4th in the league stealing bases. Pitch will be taken away, and I guarantee you on that pitch Wade Miley hurried because Rajai Davis gave a real jerk start to second base, and Wade was looking right at him.
Well, that's what he does. You know, he causes havoc. He speeds up the game, and that's not what you like.
Look at that lead. Pitch on the way will be taken up high, and Simeon working the count. 3-0.
I mean, you know, I was watching Wade Miley warm up. He did not have a hitter stand up there, which I find hard to believe. But the other thing is, and you make a great point, Gary, because once you get speed on, even if you work on your slide steps, it's just different when the game starts.
Runner not going. Pitch is there for a strike. DJ Rayburn, home plate umpire tonight. If there's any favoritism on the call, his strike zone, it'll be to the hitters, but not by much historically. Rayburn's strike zone is pretty much by the book. Miley keeping an eye on Davis and vice versa, and there he goes, and the pitch is going to be fouled back. So Simeon with Davis running puts it back into the screen. Davis goes halfway out to center field before he turns around.
Yeah, Simeon, Marcus, 74 games it took him to get back. He had a stress fracture in his right wrist. You know, similar area, not the same injury as J.J. Hardy suffered, and you know, there's Rajai Davis's lifetime. So I mean, he's on this ball club to play against left-handed pitching and steal bases.
There he goes again down the line. That will be foul into the bullpen area.
And again, when he does run, and you know, when you get again to the count to 3-2, he's running, and it's very hard to turn the double play. So you can't get 2 outs unless it's hit maybe to the shortstop or second baseman right over the bag.
Archie Davis unties his shoe so he can tie it up again and get a rest.
Kind of like McEnroe. Remember the old days when John McEnroe wanted to get his tennis shoes on the air when he was playing in the final time? Yeah, tie the shoe.
They got to take a shot of the shoe, and they could read the logo. See if he takes off again here. 3-ball, 2-strike count. There he goes. They got him picked. Turn around throw. Mancini's going to go into left field. He's going to go to third. So much room in the outfield here that once that ball goes by, the outfielder backing up has to go a long way to get to it.
Well, it gets a 2-strikeout hit, and then the track meet starts. And you know, you pick him off, but again, if you're a good base runner, he's going on the first move. First move is the first, and look at him come in front of the base. Ooh. He runs in the baseline.
Wow.
But he's in the baseline, and he completely takes away any throwing lane for Trey Mancini. And,
what a veteran play that is.
Yeah, it really is. And I mean, what a heads-up play. You know, it's funny. I watch Raji Davis. I go, at some point, and he's been playing, it seems like forever.
That ground ball goes to third and safe. Better hustle it, and Manny Machado gets the out. Another Manny play right there. He almost got the runner at third base, Davis, and still had time to get Semien.
Yeah, you're not going home on this anyway, but you're going back. But right there, he doesn't think he's coming that way. And then how many guys can make this play? Yeah, Manny is about as good as anybody going to his right, and because he tries to make the tag, that's what he's got to do. I mean, he's 4 steps into foul territory, and you know, not too many third basemen have that ability to, and the arm strength to make that play.
We've seen 2 of those recently where Manny has had a runner at third on a ground ball and been able to try and make the play there and still get an out. So 1 down, and here is Lowry. Jed Lowry looking for the RBI with a runner at third base, 1 away. Orioles up 1-0 for the moment. Lowry will take the pitch, and it is in there for a strike. Got some hitters in this lineup who have been hot coming into this game. Lowry's hitting .318 over the last dozen games and is third in the American League in doubles now. He's got 33. It's his 2nd career season where he's had 30 or more doubles. Runner off third, Davis. That ball in the air will get a run in. Joey Rickard going back. Tagging up is Davis. He'll come home. Here's the throw to the plate. Not in time. Davis stays up. Almost twisted his ankle on that coming into the plate. And did he touch it is the question. Castillo's going to tag him, and he's safe. Home plate umpire DJ Rayburn said he did touch the plate, but awkwardly so. So 1-1 game. Lowry the RBI.
Stolen base, the error, and then the sacrifice fly by a veteran hitter. You know, did exactly what he tried to do, and I think Wade Miley saying maybe he didn't think he touched the plate.
Looking over to the Orioles dugout here, whether or not they want to challenge this, like Showalter is looking.
Yeah, again, you know, they'll be looking at film to see actually if there's any definitive view. So again, he tries to get around the tag, and then he stutter steps, and does his left foot hit the base? Boy, it's hard to tell from that angle. This will tell us. So the left foot misses, and did the back of the heel get it?
Looked like his heel got it. There'll be no challenge.
Yeah. You're right about DJ Rayburn looking straight down at it.
Yep. So that clears the bases. A run in, and here is Chris Davis, the DH. Comes in with a 3-game hit streak. Lowry, by the way, gets his 38th RBI to tie the ball game up. Pitch to Davis will get away all the way to the backstop off the top of the glove.
Yeah, 3-game hit streak with 3 home runs. Yeah. Never has done it 4 times. At least 4 consecutive games. And great high ball hitter. Any place in the yard.
Hitting only .210 against left-handers this year. And the pitch will come inside. He's .250 coming off the righties. Take a look at the shift put on. StatCast powered by AWS. And Trey Mancini, of course, at first base with Chris Davis out of the lineup. Mancini getting the start there. That throw and the error charge to Mancini. I'm not sure even Chris Davis would have been able to get a decent throw down the way Davis blocked the path.
There was no lane. Absolutely none. Talk about a veteran move and adept base running. Set up the hole. I mean, he's going to probably steal the base anyway, but because of that, you get the error. And yeah, this is kind of a pitch around right here. Take your chance with somebody that has, even though Ryan Healy's coming to the plate, is about as hot as anybody, and as far as hitting left-handed pitching.
He's one of the best in the league, in fact, in that department. Healy coming up. Healy will stand in with a runner on at first base. And Miley already here in the first inning having the kind of problems that have plagued him all year, and that's the long innings and a lot of pitches. Healy hitting .371 against lefties. That is the 4th best average against left-handers in the American League. He is 1 for 3 lifetime off Wade Miley. Lob toss over to get Chris Davis back to the bag.
Yeah, there's the defense. Smith, Jones, and Rickard, Machado, Beckham, Scope, Mancini, and then Wellington Castillo once again behind the plate.
Healy not a base stealer and not a particularly big lead. Pitch will be inside for a ball. That's what Miley has tried to do all of the starts on these right-handers, is get that pitch in under the hands on the corner, moving over to the third base side of the pitching slab to try and help do that.
Well, that's the way he was last year, Gary, and it didn't work. So this year, kind of maybe get that outside corner to his arm side, which is low and away, and that's, I think, the wildness came. And then he, about 3-4 starts ago, got a little upset, and he goes. It was after he gave up 5 runs down at Tampa, and he actually pitched really well because I'm just going in. I'm going in. I'm going in. But again, and that can work as long as you just command the ball on the corner or in. Second, third time through the lineup, they can look there, and then that's the short part of the park.
Healy waiting on it, delivery on the way. Ryan Healy will foul that one off. Talking about these numbers and why the right-handed lineup's in there.
Yeah, it's kind of a yin yang here, because you against righties he is struggling, and that's why you get 17 of the 18 home runs. And then the Athletics right-handed batters, with Healy maybe an exception, they're the worst in MLB. And again, a lot of young hitters in this lineup tonight. So you'd like to think that, hey, you could throw a 2-seamer, change up away, but lately hadn't been doing that.
That one's going to miss inside as well. No, he will fall behind 3-1 to Healy with a runner on at first base and a run in here in the first inning. Wade coming off the 2 good starts against Texas, 2 runs, 4 hits over 5, and Detroit, 2 runs, 4 hits over 5 in the last outing. As Jim says, with the number of pitches thrown, trying to get him by 5 innings has not been practical. That one down the line and right. Rickard, a long way to go into that bullpen area. He'll slide. He couldn't get there in time, and the ball goes into the seats.
Yeah, so you got like a lot of the parks we saw down in Texas. You do have, and you take a look right there. You've seen where the wall is, but you also have home plate. You got a couple of pitching mounds, both down the right and left field line here in Oakland. There is no bigger foul territory in any ballpark that I'm aware of. Never seen a new Atlanta team,
close.
but I can't imagine that it has this expansive.
All the new ballparks built just for baseball bring the fans in. This is a ballpark where football is also played, so the stands are a long way off. And a swing and a miss on a pitch down and in. Good delivery. Healy struck out, but a run in on a 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left on base. 1 apiece. Yorkville. 500 for being selected. 500 more for every Orioles home run hit tonight. Play Home Run Rich's Scratch Offs went up to 50,000 or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Visit mdlottery.com/home run. Good luck, Mark. Sunset time here in the Bay Area. Have that cool air moving in off the Pacific. Trey Mancini will lead it off for the Orioles, and Trey will take the pitch for a strike. Trey has not had a hit in his last 11 at bats and is just 3 for his last 23. It's the Orioles' middle of the lineup has really struggled when you got Davis 2 for 25, Trumbo 0 for 22, Mancini 3 for 23. That's a 0.71 batting average during that time frame.
Well, 1 for 22 yesterday. Adam Jones, Mancini, Scope, Davis, and Manny Machado. And that's how you only put, what, 1 run on the board.
Yep.
In fact, only 3 runs in the last 2 games in Anaheim.
Trumbo and Smith to follow here. Breaking ball from Chris Smith, taken outside.
Yeah, he's got to be perfect, and he can't elevate the ball. You know, the other thing about Trey, you know, they're adjusting, but also when he has, and he's not doing it quite as regularly. And there's a good take, but the low strike, I mean, he was willing to go down and take the walk, which is something good. A lot of young hitters won't do that. But even when he hits it hard, it usually lately has been at people.
Trey Mancini on the 3-2 delivery, and that's hard and fair. That'll roll into foul territory. Canna will chase it down in left field. Mancini's on his way to second base, and the Orioles leadoff man on for the 2nd consecutive inning with a double by Trey Mancini.
Yeah, Chris Smith says, hey, if I'm going to give up hits, I'll take some singles, but this is just a 3-2 curveball and right over the bag. Didn't get it down, ended up in the middle of the plate, so triple to lead off the game, and now a double here in the 2nd.
That will bring Mark Trumbo to the plate with Mancini on at second base. The Orioles did not have an at-bat with a runner in scoring position in the ball game yesterday in Anaheim. They get one here in the 2nd inning, and they had a couple in the 1st. RBI chance for Trumbo. Towering pop up to left. Moving over. Center fielder Davis wants it and puts it away, and the runner will stay. He in a better position to make the throw in towards third base. 1 down.
Yeah, you're Mark Trumbo. You're struggling. You know, trying to get a good swing. No attempt to hit the ball the right side.
Batting in the 7th position.
Not only do you make an out, you just don't make a one that's actually helpful with the glove, and those are the little things. You'll see how that plays into tonight's game.
So Seth Smith will stand in. Played here in Oakland 2012, 2013. So a lot of at bats in this ballpark. Seth's playing his 133rd game here at the Oakland Coliseum. Pitch on the way by Smith, taken for a strike. Seth carries a .265 career batting average against Oakland, and here in this ballpark overall .247 with 11 home runs.
Yeah, that jumped out at me. I didn't realize he played that many games. That's a lot of home runs in this park.
Yep. 0-1 the count. Runner off second base. Breaking ball blocked. Arnoa to go down to block that one. Mancini stays at second. Seth in 2012, first season with the A's, he hit .240 and had 14 home runs, 52 RBIs. And then in 2013 he played 117 games, 27 doubles picked up, and great numbers as a pinch hitter that year, over .280. Seth off the fist. That one's going to be fouled away, and even with all that territory, can't get to it. Smith, 1 ball 2 strike count. And we welcome those of you watching the Nationals game, our bonus coverage with the Nationals picking up the 3-2 win over Miami. Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer here in Oakland. We are in the 2nd inning. Ball game tied up 1 apiece. Tim Beckham tripled to start the game. He scored in the 1st. Rajah Davis stolen base, error on a throw to second, went to third, and he would come home on a sac fly by Jed Lowry. Ball in the air down the line, and now going over, and he's got room. Makes the catch, runner halfway. He'll go back, and there are 2 down.
Yeah, you notice how Chris Smith, even at 86, just moves it in and out. Again, terrific story. You know, you're reading all the quotes, and apparently, I mean, he's like a father figure down in AAA Nashville. You know, Matt Chapman, the third baseman, said, you know, he just has fun with it. And he goes, I mean, it was a great quote. I was watching one of his interviews, and I wrote down some of the things. He says, I got nothing to lose. I've been everywhere. I've been in slumps, bad times, been released, independent ball that you talked about. See, so doing this is fun.
Hey.
And he said, when I win, it's even more fun.
What a joy. Never thought he was going to get back here. He'll always be my hero because he got to play for the Wichita Wingnuts, which is my favorite name for a minor league team. Pitch is taken for a strike on the inside corner. So here's Castillo. The Orioles have not been able to move Mancini around with a leadoff double. Castillo comes in with a 9-game hit streak, red hot bat. Outstanding job at getting runners in as well. He's hitting .412 during this 9-game hit streak with 10 RBIs. Slider's going to be taken away.
Yeah, and home runs. I mean, hit one yesterday to right center field, and then again in Baltimore. That was the game winner. So again, you know, it looks to me that's the kind of hitter you know, he uses the whole field, and we talked to him after one of the games, and he likes to play every day, but I think he's more well rested this way.
When he got around on foul.
Yeah, talking about Chris Smith, who's starting for him, and you know, his last win was when he was in the Red Sox organization, and his only win back in 2008.
It's a long way.
Yes. Totally out of baseball in 2012, and then, as you mentioned, he's been up and down, relieving, starting, independent leagues, you name it.
That is an amazing story. Now the University of California a long time ago. Pitch on the way. Castillo takes. That was close. Not quite.
Yeah, again, and you know, I actually met Jason Lane, his assistant batting instructor, because he was an outfielder and he became a left-handed pitcher. Daniel Boone for the Orioles, Chris Smith pitching tonight, and then even Craig Breslow, who, he got a degree in nuclear or something out of one of the Ivy League schools.
Nuclear technology out of Yale, didn't he?
Something like that.
I think so. Castillo waiting on it, and that's down low. Another good stop made. Garneau's had to get down on those breaking balls a couple of times and holds the runner. Count goes up to 3-2 though to Castillo. Castillo, if he qualified, and he does not, with runners in scoring position hitting .364, he would rank 6th in the league. But because he's been in and out with Caleb Joseph, he does not have the number of at bats to get ranked. Full count, runner on second. Ball game tied at 1. Steele waits on it, and he'll draw one.
Yeah, a little backup curveball.
Well, the great news today for the Orioles was that Joey Rickert could play and is in the lineup, and that's because of this yesterday.
Yeah, again, Troy Scribner, he pitched in, and you could see his reaction. Not only Joey's obviously getting hit in the bill, but Scribner puts his hands over his face because you never want to do this. And the good thing is that it hit him really just above the brim. And then he's kind of pulling a Brooks Robinson. I saw Brooks early in my career get beaten, and he was in the lineup the next day. So it's not always easy to do.
No, and had to be cleared with the concussion test, the protocol. Joey goes down to third. That is a foul ball. Chapman plays it in foul territory.
Well, one of the other things, and you know, we already saw Manny Machado make a great play. You know, in looking at some of Chris Smith's interviews and getting to start, when he started in Nashville this year, his third baseman was Matt Chapman, and he said he is a terrific defender. And when you throw a lot of changeups, a lot of curveballs, especially to righties, you need a third baseman that can pick it. So this is one of those young guys we talked about in the open.
That ball hit in the air, right center field. Pretty good wood going back in the alley. It stays up. Pinder is there to make the catch. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 2 are left on base. Bottom of the second, coming up 1-1. the O's, they've played their best baseball at home, not on the road. The A's have played their best baseball here.
Yeah, and then it's simple math. I mean, look at the Orioles. They score 4.4, give up 5.5, and what do the A's do? I mean, they're 17-30 on the road because they do exactly what the Orioles do on the road, where they give up more than they score. And you know, the Orioles are trending in a better path, but again, Bob Melvin took one look at the Orioles and his #1. He said, "I can't believe their ERA on the road because you know you would think they're better." And the other thing is they have the highest ERA in the American League.
And the pitch taken for a strike. Here's Chad Pinder, one of the young players they are taking a long look at here. Pinder out of Richmond, Virginia. He is 25 years old, made his major league debut last year, attended Virginia Tech University and graduated there in 2016. So he had a big season last year, AAA major league debuts all in one season. Pinder will foul that one off.
Yeah, he's got big time power. They were still talking. I mean, the A's hit, or the Angels hitters were talking about where he hit one on Sunday. The Athletics came back from a 10-6 deficit in the 8th inning with 5 runs to win, and he hit one about as far as you can hit it to left center, over everything.
Pitch on the way to him. Pinder goes to short with this. Beckham. Jump step throw. Mancini up on his toes. And one away. Well, celebrate the ballpark that forever changed baseball when the Birds host the Angels on August 18 through the 20th. Friday, August 18, enjoy postgame fireworks presented by Baltimore area credit unions, and all fans receive a 25th anniversary poster presented by MeQ. For tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. One down here in the second, and here is Chapman, whom we were talking about, playing at third base. Miley's delivery to him is going to be a strike on the outside corner. Wade trying to cut down the number of pitches used here in this inning and get a quick one under his belt. Delivery to Chapman, and moves that one inside a little bit too much.
Well, you talked about the A's, and in the last 11 games they're averaging over 5.5 runs a game. And Chapman, again, one of those guys that lately has been swinging the bat. First chance to play at a big league level. You know, right there, DJ Raybon calling a low strike tonight, so maybe that will help. Wade Miley, with the base on balls.
Melvin, the skipper, standing in the middle there. Pitch on the way, and that'll be taken inside for Chapman. 9 for his last 28, including a homer, 7 RBIs. He's had 6 walks so far in the month of August. Chapman will take a breaking ball away. Tag not put on, so the throw is made by Castillo, and the strikeout is number 2 for Miley.
Yeah, that's a back-to-back outs here in the second inning on curveball. Ground ball by Pinder and then Chapman. So nice pitches. Try to incorporate all your pitches, because even if you don't use them, now they know you got it. That's huge.
That'll bring Mark Canha to the plate. Canha has faced Miley before and has a 1 for 6 against him. He was recalled from AAA Nashville on August 2nd, his second stint with the A's. He was on the opening day roster, did not have a good go of it. 2 for 19, 6 games, and optioned out. He hit .293 with 7 home runs in the games played with the Nashville Sounds. Now gets another shot here with a big club.
Another guy with a lot of power for a young hitter. Of course, Trevor Plouffe was on this roster early on, and he hit like 7 home runs, but just did not hit over 200, and they let him go. Went to a younger team. I mean, Gary, you probably know as much or more than I do about trying to get a new ballpark here, and they're, hopefully trying to build one. They have some sites, but what did Billy Beane said? If you go to a new ball club, you have to have young players. You got to keep them, and then hope that when you get revenue with a new park, that you can keep them even longer, and they can play winning baseball. So we'll see if that happens.
That's their hope. I mean, they like their young players. Bob was talking before the game. I mean, his position players, he thinks very highly of. But as you said, without pitching to go with it, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, they got 22 blown saves already out of 41 chances, and again, because you traded 2 of your better pitchers and you're going with some youngsters, it's going to be a little bit of a struggle.
Canha will take the pitch up and in. He is 28 years old. Born and raised here on the West Coast, San Jose and San Francisco, the two cities where he spent most of his time. Major leagues 2015 debut. Last two seasons here. Towering fly ball left field. 362 sign right up above Smith as he puts it in. So Miley has a 1-2-3 inning. Orioles will bat in the third. Top of the order coming up. Baseball on Masson is brought to you by PNC Bank for the Achiever in you. Beautiful bay, San Francisco, Oakland, big marina there. Look at all those sailboats settled in. And on the other side, Oakland, you're looking from San Francisco.
Yeah, they I guess the ballpark, what Howard Station is one, which is kind of down, kind of where we just showed you the picture, and then they have a Laney College or something. They're on another campus, and so I guess they have three sites, or I guess the third site is somewhere.
Third site's right here.
Around here, yeah.
The one down by the water is a problem because there are a lot of railroad tracks. It's going to cause some building construction problems, I understand. And then the one in town up on a lake. So you would have some water views there, but transportation's not particularly good. Here you got public transportation. You do get some great shots from up top looking back over the bay. And apparently those are the final three. They have hired a new individual in the upper echelon of the Oakland organization to handle that sort of a purchase negotiation. So we'll see. Hopefully they'll get something done here within a year. Here is Beckham. Beckham with a triple and a run scored, 10-game hit streak. Take a look at our Coons.com league leaderboard. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons.
Well, I got a couple of Orioles on there. How about Joey Gallo? You know, we're talking about a lot of home runs, usually not too many singles, but
chopper out in front. It is a fair ball. Flip toss made. Nice play by Healy at first base. Garneau's throw took him into foul territory.
Yeah, quick snap throw. Well, fastball for a triple, change up for a little chopper in front of home plate, and it'll get you to shake your head. Well, he's one of these guys where, you know, there's, you know, hitter over the years, hitters would say, boy, that guy's, boy, you got it. He's nasty. He's got a tough, you know, it's going to be tough. I mean, when you go 0-for-4, it's not a comfortable 0-for-4. But again, against Chris Smith, you go back, you might be going 0-for-4, and you're going, how did that happen?
Yeah. Here is Manny Machado, goes after the first pitch down the line. Pinder over, in, out. And two very quick outs here for Smith. Celebrate the ballpark that forever changed baseball when the Birds host the Angels 18th through the 20th of August. And on Saturday, August 19, Orioles are going to welcome back members of the 92 Birds, first team in that ballpark, and select players who will participate in a pregame home run derby. All fans are going to get the 25th anniversary Oriole Park replica ballpark. For tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. 2 away, nobody on. Scope flied out to left field. His first time up. Jonathan will take the pitch. That is at the knees for a strike. The Orioles have played .500 against the teams in the West, 8-8 coming into this ball game. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss, off speed delivery, and that's what we were talking about. Somebody like Smith, who throws so many off speed pitches, will have hitters like Scope out in front. Very hard to time. 0-2 pitch. That one, a heater, is going to be fouled off.
And he's not
Garneau.
afraid, but he's not afraid. And we saw that to Manny to just throw him a fastball outside part of the plate. You know, maybe even up in the zone, but not in the middle of the plate. One pitch, one out. So again, he's fearless. And I would imagine all those innings, because he only has like, what, 68 innings in the major leagues. All those innings in the minor leagues helped him do this. And I mean, there's a little change up, but where is it? Below the strike zone. And so you know, you either hurt yourself or you just hang around a long time. And again, he's 36 years old. You'll learn how to pitch, and he can pitch.
Jonathan Scope, a 1-ball 2-strike count. Chris Smith with the delivery to him. That's up in the air. Second or first. Who wants it? Second base. Lowry is there to put it away, and there is a fast, efficient inning for Chris Smith. Orioles retired in order. We'll see 9-1-2 coming up for the A's. Our notebook, Toronto Blue Jays president Mark Shapiro says the team wants to keep Josh Donaldson long term. They'll consider if there's an opportunity for a contract extension with that third baseman. So, bargain away, Josh. You got someone who wants you. Also, Aaron Judge, since the All-Star break, there's his slash line. Just a 167 average, 330, 245 in the on-base and slugging. For Trey Mancini, same time frame, much better average, about the same. The 418, though, slugging much higher than for Aaron Judge. Just to look at two of the rookies who have led rookie numbers throughout this major league season. Wade Miley back to work in this tie ball game, and a strike taken. Garneau, the catcher. Garneau comes in with a 3-game hit streak. He too been putting the ball in play successfully. Garneau off waivers from Colorado on Friday. And Garneau in the 9 spot.
Yeah, his last 10 games before he got traded, the AAA affiliate Albuquerque, he was red hot, right around 390. And then he gets traded here. They're certainly looking to be younger.
He'll go after that one. Shadow the bat. Machado right on the money.
That's the way it is. And yeah, we showed about Josh Donaldson, but you know, Franklin Barreto is a guy, one of the guys they got in the trade, because it seems like it's a one-sided trade. You get Brett Lowry along with him, and he never really did much here. And we'll take another look right here. Kind of back on your heels, but not a lot of speed from Garneau, and then able to make the play. So again, I mean, kind of right off the bat, and then little circle job.
His perfect throws don't hurt, do they?
Yeah, well, he's so comfortable. You know, a lot of guys, well, you want to kind of take especially when you have time, a couple of crow hops, get the arm up, but he's comfortable throwing from any arm angle.
Miley's delivery chopped to short. Beckham's got it off the bat of Davis. Throw is going to be there in time, and so Miley responding with a couple of quick outs here in the third inning.
Well, again, Tim Beckham, you know, he's a gifted young player. I mean, he could do a lot of things, but coming out every day and down in Anaheim, I don't know about today, but he's working on his fielding with Bobby Dickerson. So again, I mean, he's a multi-skilled, tooled player. And we certainly, I mean, I don't know if anybody could sustain what he's been able to do with the bat, but you know, the glove work, if you're going to play shortstop on the Orioles, there's a certain expectation there.
And the pitch taken away. Here is Marcus Semien. He grounded out to third. Manning made a fine play on Semien. His first time up against left-handers. 13 and 16 for Oakland. Fouled off. Not much of a difference in average. Only 4 points from what they hit against lefties and right-handers. And as we have said, they haven't hit very well against either.
Yeah, about 29 games for Marcus Semien.
Shortstop, yeah. And did he get it on the fly? Yes, he did. He'll make sure, though. And they're glad he got it on the fly, because if he hadn't, he would have been safe. So the line drive caught. Call made by Jim Wolf, the third base umpire on that one. Some of the new food trucks that are on hand here at the ballpark in Oakland and getting rave reviews. For the achiever in you.
Well, again, Rule 5 draftee Anthony Santana out of Venezuela, and again, I mean, coming off a monster year last year where he hit 290 with 20 home runs, 95 RBIs, switch hitter. You know, had some elbow problems, so they've been able to put him on the DL. But you have to be on the major league roster, what, 90 days, and it has to be 90 consecutive days. So I get what, August 15th, and what happens, he'll be there to the end of the season, and he would have to play 45 games next year.
We got a new third baseman here. Haley's moved over to third base, and Olson's going to play first. Chapman, the third baseman, has left, saying he was ill. So Chapman got a couple of innings in here and had one at bat. So Chapman out of there. Healy to third, Olson at first base. Chris Smith's delivery will be taken away. Adam Jones in the cleanup spot, grounded out his first time up. Mancini and Trumbo will follow. Ball game tied at 1. Right-hander's delivery is outside, and last year off Chris Smith.
Yeah, we told you the only home run. I mean, not a lot of at bats. 12 coming in, and you can see nice swing right here in Oakland. I mean, inside the Orioles scored what, about 10 runs that day. But a great swing because you stayed inside the ball, not around it. And again, when you get a soft tosser, it's easy to do that.
Like Showalter said before the game, when asked why move Jones to the number 4 spot from number 1, said, well, I like the way he's swinging the bat right now. He seems to be our best chance at getting RBIs. We get people on in front of him, talking about the fact that Adam continues to be up there among the leaders, runners in scoring position wise. And so here he is, hitting .375 in those situations, batting cleanup. Pitch on the way by Smith. Jones hits a good hack at that one, right straight back.
And then sometimes Buck thinking but not saying Davis is struggling, Mancini struggling, and Trumbo struggling. So you move him back. He gets more RBI positions.
His best option.
Yeah, it really worked. They worked well. I mean, he hit .270 leading off over 26 games.
That one to left field. He got all of that one. They're all turning around to watch where it lands. Goodbye, home run. Adam Jones acting like a cleanup hitter. Batting in that spot, delivers the dinger, and the Orioles have the lead back at 2-1.
Yeah, fastball, what we just showed you for the home run last summer here in Oakland. So again, the curveball can be a great pitch, but when you hang it, what did Joe Garagiola call it? A room service curveball, kind of ends up in the middle of the plate.
21 home runs for Adam on the year to regain the lead. Adam with 55 RBIs, and that'll be the 6th home run surrendered by Smith.
Yeah, 5 of them against right-handed batters, and so again, the hanging hook, and the Orioles take the lead. And right off the bat, it's just a matter of how far it's going to go.
The whole outfield turned around to watch to see where it was going to land. Right there, just missed making the catch. Here's Trey Mancini. He had a double his first time up. That's in the air to right field. That one hit pretty good. Pinder going back. Pinder at the wall looking up, and that one's gone. Goodbye, home run, Mancini. And the Orioles have back-to-back home runs. Trey Mancini coming out of the slump he was in with a couple of hits in this game and his 19th dinger.
Well, he gets a hanging curveball for a double the first time, and you know, that's the same pitch that Jones hits out of here, and then all of a sudden you're wondering, because he's a pretty smart, intuitive hitter, you're going, well, I can look for a fastball because, you know, it's strike one. I don't have to worry about anything else. And that's exactly what he does. Gets a fastball out over the plate, and we've seen him do this many times. Home run number 19. Hit it to the opposite field.
Oh, the Orioles using the long ball, and 2 here in the 4th inning in the back-to-back shots. And here's Trumbo, who will take that one for a strike.
No, again, I mean, it's just a fastball, and again, I mean, they're already 84, 85, ends up in the middle of the plate, but not for long.
Pitch on the way to off-speed delivery that he is out in front of. Orioles now have back-to-back home runs 8 times this year. Once they've had back-to-back-to-back home runs. That came, of course, against the Detroit Tigers. Trey Mancini has been involved in, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 8. And the pitch is taken down low. So the Orioles doing what they do when they score runs, hit home runs.
Yeah, and the athletics in the Orioles very much like a lot of the other clubs. Predominant offense from home runs. And you can see 2 already tonight.
Mark Trumbo the other way foul. So congratulations to Mark Bradley, our Maryland lottery contestant. $500 each for the home runs hit. And we're early in the game.
Yeah,
funny, talking with Trey before the game of the batting cage today, and we were looking out. He has never played here before, never been here before. And Trey was like, man, this is a big ballpark. And I said, okay, what are you going to do then? He said, I'm going to relax. And Adam Jones kept saying to him, just relax. Because you got to do that here. If you start thinking about how big this yard is, you won't hit a ball out of the infield. So he relaxed. Adam had the right advice, and Adam showed him how to do it, and then he followed up.
Well, the other thing is hit it down the line. That certainly helps.
Swing and a miss on a breaking ball away.
Well, you know, Mark Trumbo 10 games on the DL with a little, you know, lat tweak and whatever. But again, now 0 for 24, and take a look at your Mercedes pitch cast. It's just it's down and away. It's not the hanger that Adam hit. And again, the thrown ball lately is just a mystery to Mark. One of those little, well, it's not, it really is a mini slump, but you know, you don't take it that way.
0 for 24 now.
Yeah.
Pitch is on the inside corner. Seth Smith flied out to left field his first time up. First inning, Lowry got the sac fly for the A's for their run. The Orioles RBI ground ball by Manny Machado. And now the 2 home runs here in the 4th inning. Shift on against Smith. Neal will take the pitch. It'll miss. And a ball and a strike. Well, the Orioles hoping they are catching the Oakland A's at the right time. The A's have lost 4 of the last 6 ball games that they have played. Their starting pitchers not only have not gone deep into games, but the reason for that, of course, is they're giving up a lot of runs. Ground ball down to first base. Olson will make the play, and there are 2 down. 4th inning of Orioles baseball is brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4 Toyota. What drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. That'll bring up Wellington Castillo. 2 in and 2 down. Castillo drew a walk his first time up. For the Oakland pitchers, their starters ERA over the last dozen games is over 7.11. Plus, you got a ball club that's given up more unearned runs than any other team in the majors because they've committed 95 errors. That's just 2 shy of the total they committed last year. Put those 2 together and you got some misery on the field.
A lot of unearned runs. And that stacks up, and it doesn't come into your ERA, but it counts in winning and losing games.
2 down. Castillo, 1 ball 1 strike count on him. Lashes that one down the line in left. That's going to be fair. It'll go into the corner again. Canna going over to get it. Castillo going to second base. He's got a 10-game hit streak and a 2-bagger.
Yeah, Chris Smith, he can't get behind people. Again, he throws about batting practice speed. I mean, that's not to denigrate him. It's just that's where his fastball is, 84 to 85, 86. So when he gets behind, I mean, he can just look for a fastball. He could do it anyway. You can look for your pitch, and if it's in the middle of the plate, and this one inside middle, just whacks it into the corner for a double. So walk and double tonight so far.
Orioles 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position so far tonight. Joey Rickert will get the opportunity here. He flied out his first time up. Castillo on at second base and 2 down. And the breaking ball ties him up, and it will be in there for a strike. Smith trying to get out of the inning with the back-to-back homers by Jones and Mancini to start it. Castillo getting a good lead out there at second base. Ball in the dirt again. Garneau going down to block it. Orioles trying to get out of a 2-game losing streak. So are the A's. A's have won 50 games this year. The Orioles 56. Orioles 2 games below 500. Smith's delivery to him, and that's popped up first base side. Olson. He'll put it away, and that will do it. The Orioles will pick up 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. They leave 1. Back-to-back homers. Adam Jones kicked it off. 21st leading off the inning, and Mancini would follow him with number 19. 3-1 Orioles. Baseball history brought to you by the University of Maryland, University College. 63. Boog did it. First Oriole to hit 3 home runs in the same game. That came in a 6-5 win over Washington, D.C. Stadium. And in 98 at Qualcomm, San Diego, Harry Wendelstadt and his son Hunter became the first father-son combination umpires to Major League Baseball in one game. Harry and Hunter, great night of it. Father was behind the plate and he was out at second base. And his grandfather had just passed away like the day before, and it was a very emotional moment for them. 3 umpire family. They'd hoped to have all of them out there, but the 2 went and asked to be allowed to do the game even with that on their minds. Orioles have the 3-1 lead for Wade Miley. Lowry at the plate, bottom half of the 4th inning. Davis and then Healy to follow. Pitch will be taken away for a ball.
Yeah, last 12 games he's gotten in on base over 43% of the time, either walking or hitting. And
leads off this one, foul ball.
Yeah, I asked him about the trading deadline because I had noticed that his name was out there. I mean, Yonder Alonso had a terrific year. He got traded to Seattle. We'll see him when we go up there. With Boog. Another Boog pal, but not the Boog pal.
No.
And Jed Lowry said, well, hey, the media here had me traded, but I'm still here.
Pitch on the way to center. Adam Jones going back on the race. Warning track near the wall. Reaching out. Can't get it. It will rebound away from him. Lowry's going to take 2 and stay there at second base. And he's got a leadoff double here in the 4th inning. Disappeared into the darkness.
Yeah, well, you know, I was thinking that, Gary, because the lighting here, I mean, this ball's smoked. But it looks like, you know, he's playing deeper this year. It looks like he has a beat on it, just can't catch up with it. But it does get dark out there.
They're right on that warning track area.
Yeah. And then you think right here that, you know, Lowry might be thinking leadoff triple, but he kind of shut it down in between first and second.
So that'll bring Davis up. Drew a walk his first time up. The power hitter will go after the first pitch to short. Beckham holds the runner. Throw to first. Big out. 1 down, getting Chris Davis. On Sunday, August 20, the Oriole Advocates will conduct the 2017 Cardboard to Leather Equipment Collection presented by Legg Mason during the 135 game against the Angels. Bring new or gently used baseball equipment to the game to benefit underprivileged youth in developing countries. For more information, you can go to OriolesReach.com. That's on August 20.
Well, I'll tell you, Wade Miley made a nice pitch. And I'm not sure that Bob Melvin would be very happy with Chris Davis's approach with a leadoff double. I mean, you're trying to get back in the game. Hit one to the right side. Make an attempt. I don't care how many home runs you hit.
Healy will take the pitch inside.
There's his ability to hit the ball the other way. You know, he's about as good as anybody. And then you get a guy that's hitting 371 coming in against left-handers. Makes it, you know, easy to get that second run or maybe more. Puts a lot of pressure on Miley.
Ryan Healy, a strikeout victim first time up, and a big cut on the off speed at 76.
Well, Gary, he's a real. I watched some of the Angel games when they were down there last weekend. He could hit the fastball, and again, he struck him out on a curveball, and seems like the pitch of choice tonight, and it's been a good one.
Able to get it in the strike zone or close enough to get hitters to go after it.
I think the other thing so far is that DJ Rayburn is calling the low strike, because how many times have we seen balls just a little bit low from Wade Miley this year?
That will just miss on the outside corner. So Healy with the opportunity. He's hit 275 in these situations. Good number for him. He's another one of those MVPs, most versatile players. Designated hitter, third base, first base, moved around for the A's this season. Played a lot of games. One away. Pitch is going to be inside to him. Miley trying to catch that corner. Won't. 3-1. Healy with Pinder waiting on deck. A's have played 12 and 13 against the Eastern teams this year. Not a bad number.
Well, they're 33 and 34 against everybody other than the American League West, where they're what, 17 and 30. So for a team that has had injuries and made two pitchers, and Alonso is having a terrific year. He gets traded. They're actually playing all right against certain divisions or teams. There's again that borderline low pitch
right down there at the knees, called strike. He was ready to go to first base. Healy will stay in there, and Miley will have the count full at 3-2.
And it's going to be a low strike zone, and better get used to it. And if you're pitching, take advantage of it.
That's where the balls have been, right there, all down in this at bat by Healy. Miley wants the signs again. Lowry with a leadoff double, still out there at second base. Miley's delivery 3-2, and another one down and in, and he gets him, and he is out of there. That's a big strikeout, number 3 for Wade.
Well, we told you coming in, what, 165 3-2 counts, but they're only hitting 159. Well, here it goes again. A little curveball. It's almost like he ran it up to home plate. Fastball hitter gets him out with a quality breaking ball.
So that'll leave it up to Pinder on that pitch that, as you saw, bounced. Pinder stands in, grounded out his first time up, the right fielder. Runner at second. This ball club hitting only .230 with runners in scoring position. They are 14th in the American League. Pitch to Pinder, a fastball at 89 that'll miss up. Blue Jays, how about that? The Blue Jays are dead last with runners in scoring position in the league at .220. A lot of things about the Jays you wouldn't have expected.
Exactly. They certainly miss Edward Encarnacion, and I mean, Smoke's having a great year.
Down to third, nope, short, back him up, can't find the handle, infield hit, but he prevents the runner from scoring.
Yeah, just hold it, put it in the pocket. Nice play right there. And once you did all you could do. Balls hit hard. You're not going to have a play. You got to realize how far you got to go. But, great range right there. And right there, just no reason to throw.
So first at bat for Olson's going to be important. That's a great stop. The run easily scores if that ball gets by Beckham. So Matt Olson. Olson came on to play at first base. Healy moved over to third. Chapman, who was hitting in the spot out, illness, throw over. And back to the bag goes Pinder. Olson has been up 6 times with the ball club. Recent recall from AAA was on Tuesday. Rejoined the team. His hits have been against, for the most part, the right-handers. Pitch on the way, and that'll come inside. So a chore for him here against the lefty.
Yeah, and again, if you look at Wade Miley's in these situations, 306, which is 50 points higher than the league average, but he's dominated lefties. They're only hitting 216. So again, when's your jam come? Coming right here in the 4th inning. You need to get him out.
Olson will take it for a strike. At the big league level, Olson has had only 9 at bats against left-handers. He is 1 for 9 against the Southpaws. Made his major league debut last year in the September call-ups. Went 2 for 21 in the games he got into. First and third occupied. Delivery by Miley, and that's going to be on the inside corner for a strike. Miley really locating pitches.
Well, Matt Olson's one of their guys, and I think part of the fact Yonder Alonso had a terrific year, 2nd year for him. They got a young flame-throwing right-hander for him. Open up a hole for Matt Olson. He had 23 home runs down at AAA. But
tremendous ratio for homers.
Yeah, but right here you got a veteran make your pitch. This count allows you not to have to throw a strike.
Runners off first and third, and he'll find a way to hack that one foul right straight back. So Olson hangs in. Orioles with a 3-1 lead, not wanting to give it up, any of it, here in the very next half inning after they scored 2 to put themselves out on top. Miley's delivery, Olson a chopper. Miley up, he's got it, makes the play to first, and that will do it. No runs on 2 hits, no errors. 2 are left on base. The Orioles maintain a 2-run lead. Warner Wolf, where are you? The numbers are down as far as turning calls around. The total at 46.7% calls have been overturned when you go to the video replay. It was up around 50%, 49% last year. Managers, when they challenge, 49%, really 50% have been overturned. So you got a real good chance when managers challenge. And the umpires on a crew chief challenge, 26 out of 13, only 23% overturned when it's the umpires who make the call. So the number is not dramatically different from what we've seen.
But you can tell, whether you like it or not, it does make a difference.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And it also shows you how hard it is to be an umpire.
Absolutely. Right-hander's delivery will be a strike on the outside corner. As Beckham, leadoff batter, tripled, scored, and he has grounded out. Orioles with a 3-1 lead. Game 1 of the 4-game set. And that is going to be inside a little bit.
Well, yeah, you just, change up down and away, run a, two-seam fastball underneath his kind of at his knees, move him, make the feet move, and then I would imagine there'll be some breaking ball down and away, and yeah, there it is. And now you're, where you want to be in the count, where he's going to chase as hot as he is. He's got to cover everything, and usually, even the best. Remember Wade Boggs? Even Wade Boggs, with what 200 hits every year and 100 walks, would expand the strike zone a little bit when he was. He got to 2 strikes, just a touch.
Beckham working here with a 1-2, 10-game hit streak, of course, for the Orioles, just a little bit away. For the Orioles, with hit streaks of at least 10 games to start their careers, this goes back since the ball club came to Baltimore. David Newhan had a 15-game hit streak joining the Orioles in 2004. That ball put up in the air to center field near the warning track, now on it. Aranja Davis puts it away. Ball hit pretty hard.
Yeah, they skied it, but 395, 10 more feet. That's one of those calls. A lot of guys. Warning track power.
For Beckham, he has tied Al Smith and Will Clark, who also had 10-game hit streaks when they joined the ball club. Al Smith did it in '63. Will Clark did it in '99. So Tim Beckham now tied for the 4th longest. And the pitch will be taken for a strike on the outside corner. Manny Machado, RBI and a ground ball out, and he is flied out. Smith with a walk and a strikeout so far, and there's the off-speed pitcher.
Yeah, perfectly thrown outside corner. The other thing about Beckham, so he now has 19 hits in 10 games, which ties him with Javi Lopez and Curtis Goodwin. And Javi Lopez coming over from the Atlanta Braves, and played on a lot of those great teams. And Curtis Goodwin, he got in his first 8 games, he got 2 or more hits on every occasion, and then they played him against Randy Johnson. Sunday night game. That didn't go well.
That'll end it.
Yes, it did.
A lot of guys said
three punch outs and a ground ball to second base.
Pitch on the way, and he went with another off-speed delivery and gets a strikeout on Manny.
Well, the only thing he needs is a little neck jerk, and he'd be exactly like Stu Miller, the great changeup pitcher who lived right across the bay, played for the Orioles when I came up. So, again, it's what, 75 miles per hour. Again, I don't know what the spin rate would be, but the location was perfect. It gets a guy that's been swinging the bat pretty well to swing through it.
Smith's delivery will be taken down low. It was a good hitter against Randy Johnson. Now I'm going to have to look at the numbers on this. Bob Melvin.
Was he really?
You know why? Because Buck Showalter played him against Randy Johnson. Buck managed Bob Melvin. Ball put up in the air to right field, not particularly deep. Nice running catch made. Pinder coming on to get it. Scope is retired. A 1-2-3 inning. Pitchers duel underway. Orioles up. Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on their most exciting lineup ever. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Beautiful evening here in the Bay Area, and for the Orioles so far so good as they have the 3-1 lead. Selfies from Oriole fans on hand here. Love that hat on the left.
Yes.
Now, if that youngster only had one of those Hawaiian dress shirts that we so proudly show so often, it would be perfect.
Maybe Sunday.
And she's got the baby with that's an Orioles scarf, isn't it? Guest services, you're gonna, there you go. Bring the baby, a little food. See? That's West Coast hospitality right there. Something for the baby. Wade Miley, and the pitch is taken away for a ball. Miley works here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. 3-1. Mark Canha up. Canha flied out his first time up. Now 1 for 7.
And just missed a home run. He's got real big time power.
1 for 7 off Miley, and the pitch is taken down low.
Yeah, he had a home run, 3-run home run, got him back in that game on Sunday when they came back from 10-6, and it was to the opposite field.
Miley a little more efficient in this ball game than in many that he has started this year.
No low strike zones. You know, he's been able to take advantage of it.
When really turned on, but it's foul. Nobody up there.
No. Even though they did what, didn't they? No, like they still have the canvas here. They were talking about doing some things up here. And
how many seat here for football? You know that? How many can you get in here for football? Asking our stage manager. How many? You don't know? It's an honest answer. See, because I don't know either. Ball is bounced. Trey Mancini was asking me that today. He said if you uncover all those seats and you roll in some other bleachers, he said how many does this thing hold for football? He was wondering whether it holds as many as the newer stadiums do. 53,250. Ladies and gentlemen, a correct answer, and there's a leadoff walk.
well, that's the incorrect answer right there. 3-1 lead. And again, you don't want to be walking guys. Chris Davis almost pitched around him after the run scored in the first. So what happens after that? That's the important thing.
So Dustin Garneau will come to the plate. Newly acquired catcher. He just turned well, no, he hasn't yet. His birthday's on the 13th. He'll turn 30 years old here on August 13. Major league totals, not a lot of games, 46 coming into this season. And the pitch taken up high, and that's going to bring Wellington Castillo out to the mound.
Well, all it takes in a 3-1 ball game, 2-run lead, is just to get a little bit out of whack, and that's what we told you about Oakland, averaging 5.6 runs per game, even though the pitching hasn't been able to support that over the last 11 games. So they certainly have the firepower to get back in this game, and if you walk people, it makes it a lot easier for them.
This is a team that relies on home runs even more than the Orioles do to score runs. Miley's delivery, and that's going to be chopped foul. Garneau with the big cut. 48% of the runs for the A's come off homers, and in a ballpark where it's tough to hit them, they still have been able to put the ball out, get some runs in, and come away with that winning record at home, 31-27. Miley with a runner on at first base. Garneau, leadoff batter Rajah Davis waiting on deck. Pitch, strike on the inside corner.
Yeah, how about a 2-0 curveball to get back in the count, or at least to be even the count, and then back to the inside corner. Yeah,
the A's have out-homered opponents here in their home ballpark now 88-70, including the two the Orioles have hit tonight. 88-70. So they've done well. Home runs in this ballpark don't come that easy. That ball down the line and right will curve foul. Mancini with a long run down there.
Well, not only do they have the winning record, Gary, but they're on about 0.8 more of a run at home than on the road. Of course, the ERA here about maybe 0.4 of a run lower than they give up, so that's how they win the games. On the road, everything reverses. The Orioles know about that. Such a simple formula: just score more than you give up.
I write that down here. I'm going to put this down.
But you already did.
This date. Simple formula it is. And that's where he wanted that strike, trying to come back on that inside corner and close to it. 2-ball, 2-strike count.
Yeah, DJ Rayburn all night long. I mean, this is what you want from an umpire. I mean, obviously you would want that pitch, but that ball a little bit off the corner. The strike zone's been down, but he's making, hitters know this, making the pitchers throw him over the plate. He has yet to have anybody look back on a ball either inside or off the plate.
Runner at first. Canna with the lead. Being held by Mancini. Miley's delivery on the way. A swing and a miss as he moved it out over the plate.
Well, there's no doubt tonight, and you never know. I mean, he's got 4 pitches. He's got a curveball, changeup, fastball, and slider. Tonight, it's the hook. A lot of great pitches. A couple of strikeouts. This is the 3rd strikeout on the curveball. Perfectly thrown. And again, there it is. Just get on top of it. Almost a 12-6 curveball from Wade Miley. And there is nothing in the scouting report that would have indicated he's going to throw as many and do it as well as he has.
So the leadoff batter, Rajah Davis, stands in. He scored the run in the first inning on a single, stole second, advanced on a throwing error. Came in on the sac fly by Lowry. That goes to second. Jonathan Scope, quick turn. Beckham, no chance to complete it, but a big out. And again, Scope with a very tough play to get the lead runner.
Yeah, and again, I mean, that's pretty much if you're Jonathan Scope and you know, the game has slowed down a little bit. You know, Raji's saying, "Hey, I've been hot. I want a base hit," because he hits it pretty sharply. But here comes Jonathan. So you know who's running. You're only going to get one. And his ability to make a perfect throw, and then Tim Beckham, the maturity of a young former #1 draft choice, #1 in the country, 2008, didn't throw it.
So another big out. Puts a runner on at first, but now there are 2 down. Davis with that big speed. Already has stolen 1 here tonight. Marcus Semien grounded out, lined out. There's the toss over. And Davis had a read on that one and gets to the bag in a hurry. Davis with his 24 stolen bases, now tied with Jose Altuve for 3rd in the league. Dyson leads with 27. Cameron Maven's got 25 in second. Then Altuve and Davis.
Yeah, you'll wonder.
Dyson of Seattle.
Semien with some power, 27 home runs, but again coming off the wrist injury. So maybe if you're Bob Melvin, you'll let a guy like Davis run. Certainly knows what he's doing.
Pitch comes inside.
And for Semien, I mean, he loves the ball out over the plate. Big time power, pull power.
Big difference. Last year he played in all but 3 games with this ball club, and then this year with that big injury kept him out from first of the season to July 6th. Semien will take a breaking ball, and that's going to miss inside. Marcus Semien trying to get something going here. Only 3 hits off Miley so far. 1 run, 3 hits for Oakland. 3 runs, 5 hits for the Orioles. 1 error. In fact, that run in the first inning, an unearned run on the era when Mancini's throw second base went into the outfield as they tried to get Davis, who was running.
I would think he'd try to pick him off, probably within the next pitch or 2.
Davis the big lead, not going anywhere, moves outside corner, has the hitters guessing now inside outside. Semien was leaning back a little bit because of all those pitches to right-handers that have been coming in, and that time moved it away, and Semien just was off balance.
You had no idea he was going to throw a 2-0 changeup.
Davis is going to go, might be right now. Not running. In fact, he was moving back to the bag, and the pitch up. So a 3-ball, 1-strike count.
Oh, you got a red hot hitter on deck, and then a guy with 31 home runs behind him. And again, a potential 1 swing tie up type of power at the plate.
Runner goes down in the dirt. 2nd walk of the inning, 3rd of the ball game for Miley. So there are 2 on and 2 down. O's fans, give Mass and Orioles a like on Facebook so you never miss a moment of the action. Follow along for exclusive Mass and All Access segments, giveaways, breaking news, and more. That's Mass and Orioles on Facebook. So another big moment in the ball game. 2 left on. 1 in scoring position in the 4th inning, 1st and 3rd for Oakland. And now Runners on at first and second base, with the Orioles up 3-1. Jonathan Schoop getting instructions from the dugout, holding the runner close at second base. Ground ball right where he was standing. He'll tag the bag. He was literally walking towards second base on the pitch, talking to the dugout because they wanted him to hold the runner. It ends up the ball goes right to him, and he gets the out. Cross Blue Shield contributes $50 to support the American Diabetes Association. Orioles have 291 walks, $14,550. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. Good ball game underway here. Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer with you. The Orioles have a 3-1 lead. 4-game set. We'll be back with you for the ball game coming up tomorrow night as on the air at 9:30 O's Extra, 10 o'clock for the ball game. Masson 2, Ubaldo Jimenez and Paul Blackburn, who is 3-1. Two starters scheduled for tomorrow night. Chris Smith, which will be taken by Adam Jones, delivering a home run last time up, leading off the fourth, and has grounded out 1 for 2. So here's what Buck Showalter talks about all the time. We talk about leadoff hitters. Jones batting fourth tonight instead of leadoff. This is the second time in 30 bats he's let off an inning.
Yeah, and he hit the curveball out of here. I mean, a little hanger. So what does he do? Throws him a couple of fastballs. Probably a change up here.
Grounded down to third base. Haley's got it. Makes the play over to first, and one away here in the 6th inning. When the Orioles score, you score at McDonald's. The more the O's score, the more Chicken McNuggets you score. Download McDonald's app today. One away, Trey Mancini. The back-to-back homers came in the 4th inning. Mancini's 2 for 2. He came in with an 0 for his last 11. Doubled in the 2nd inning, and his 19th home run came in the 4th. First game he has played here in this ballpark. He will remember.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Curveball for a double, fastball away for a home run to the opposite field, and now he's throwing him back-to-back changeup. And that's what Chris Smith can do. One thing for Bob Melvin, I mean, 6, 7, 6, 5. Those are the 4 starts. So he's gotten him at least 5 innings in every one of them.
Boy, do they need him here. The starters for Oakland, they have gone 4 innings or less. 4 or less in 5 of the last 12 starts, and given up 4 runs or more in 10 out of 12. Those are the starters. Fouled off down the third base side. So Mancini, 2-ball 2-strike count on Trey. Not only the first game he's played here, first game he's played against those guys, the A's. The Orioles have not played against them, of course, this season. It's West Coast trip. The Orioles getting a first look at all these clubs. Breaking ball swerves in, but not close enough to the plate, and a full count, 3-2. Mancini with a .309 average against the right-handers has been up among the top 10 in the American League batting average against righties for the most part of this rookie season for him. Oh, did he get that one way back in left field, and watch her go. Goodbye home run. Last 2 at bats, Trey Mancini drills it. That's number 20, a 3-for-3 night.
So 111 miles per hour off the bat. And Chris Smith tried to, he tried to change his windup and slide step from a windup, but you don't see too many pitchers do that, and just made a horrible pitch at 81 miles per hour. And he turned it around. It changed. This was a fastball. He just tried to quick pitch him by giving him a different look. Didn't work.
Trey Mancini makes it 4-1. Now Trumbo comes back with one way back in left field. That's the way you end a drought. Goodbye home run. Trumbo 0-for-24 delivers the long ball, and twice tonight the Orioles have had back-to-back home runs, and they take a 5-1 lead.
47 of them last year. And again, number 18, 51 RBIs. What's Schwump? Well, what's he say? He said, you're not in a slump anymore when you start getting hits. Well, the slump has ended. Scott Emerson, the pitching coach, coming over. Oh, here we go. Just try to maybe quicken it up, and boy, there it goes. And then there's another one, and they're both launched right off the bat. You know that you're going to have to get another ball from the umpire.
Wow. So Trey Mancini, another one, and the Orioles have a 5-1 lead on the long balls being used here against Chris Smith. It's 4 home runs in the ball game tonight. Delivery will be taken for a strike, says Smith. 0-for-2. He is flied out and grounded out. Mancini already his 4th career 2-homer game. How about that for the rookie? 4 2-homer ball games. And that pitch will be taken up high. So the bullpen active now for the A's, as the home runs put the Orioles up by 4. Hendricks in the bullpen. Liam Hendricks. 1 out in the inning. Delivery to Smith, and that'll be taken inside for a ball.
Yeah, it's really tough to pitch in the middle 80s, and again, we've seen a curveball hit for a home run. We've seen 4 home runs tonight, 3 on fastballs. You just can't. You almost got to be perfect, and it's hard to do that. Start in and start out.
2 ball 1 strike. Delivery on the way, and that's going to be fouled back.
And again, you got to worry about the back-to-back home runs, because that's certainly capable of hitting one. Hasn't hit one in August, but came in hitting .389 in the month, so he's been swinging the bat well.
The first Orioles game in which they have had 2 back-to-back home runs in the same game. Bounce to first base. Olsen will get it to Smith covering, and there are 2 down. After the Sunday, August 20th game against the Angels, time for the kids to run the bases. It's presented by Wise Markets. All fan 4 to 14 run the Oriole Park bases like their favorite birds. For tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. So Trey Mancini has been involved now tonight in the 2 back-to-back home runs. He's been in each of them, which is going to bring his total to 5 times out of the 9 back-to-back home runs that have been hit by the Orioles. Mancini's been on one end of it. It was Jones and Mancini in the 4th inning, and it was Mancini and Trumbo here in the 6th. And Mark can finally smile again. It's been a while.
That's what it takes.
Castillo in the off-speed delivery.
Yeah, he says this is a very black and white business. He said you're only happy when you get hit.
It's true.
That's pretty much.
Yeah.
But he's a great guy, but he's a much happier, likable guy when he hits home runs.
Castillo a walk and a double, and just a wave at that one. That is the 3rd strikeout recorded by Smith. That will end the inning, but for the Orioles, back-to-back shots yet one more time. Trey Mancini Rockets one. That's his 20th of the year. Mark Trumbo getting out of the offer, delivers number 18. Orioles lead 5-1. Break brought to you by T-Mobile. Take a look at the numbers. Games affecting the East. The Blue Jays shut out the Yankees 4-0. Estrada's first win in 13 starts. And for Aaron Judge, another strikeout. He's had at least won 27 straight games. The Rays beat the Indians 4-1. Corey Dickerson with a 3-run homer in the 8th inning. Snell, a great outing, a run on 4 hits over 6 1/3. Red Sox idle today, so the Yankees now have fallen 4.5 behind Boston. Tampa Bay is 7 behind in 3rd place.
Oh, wacky world of baseball. You know, Yankees scored what, 11 runs yesterday, 17 hits, get shut out. How about Estrada not winning a game as good as he is in 13 consecutive games? But then again, best pitching in baseball last year, the Jays. This year, all kinds of injuries and not playing up to the capabilities.
Here is Chris Davis. He has grounded out, drawn a walk, goes to first base against the shift only Mancini, and that's hit right at him. And one away here in the 6th inning. Lock in your Birdland summer. Reserve your seats for upcoming promotions, including the 25th anniversary Oriole Park replica ballpark, Orioles cap presented by DAP, Orioles hooded sweatshirt, and more. For tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. Ryan Healy coming up.
Yeah, Ryan's still looking for a fastball. He has struck out both times on curveballs, which has really been Wade Miley's outpitch tonight.
Healy, strikeout number 1 and 3 of the 4 picked up by Miley, who was also walked 3 in the game. And he'll take it away. For our Maryland lottery contestant, Mark Bradley tonight. What a big night. 4 home runs, $500 each. 500 being selected. We've had a lot of our Maryland lottery contestants who are doing the buy-in lately. That ball to right is going to go foul. So Healy, 1 ball, 1 strike count on the starting first baseman, who now is playing third.
Yeah. Play all over, and you know, it came up last year. I mean, that hit over 372 games, 13 home runs, and 21 coming into tonight.
Wade Miley's delivery. The A's coming in at 50-64. It is their worst record at this point of the season since 1997. This has been a real struggle. 21 games out of the division for Bob Melvin's ball club. That up the middle on a big hop. Beckham's throw is way off the mark, and it'll go down to second base. That ends up in the seats.
Yeah, what appeared to be a routine play wasn't. Well, he's kind of looking at his fingers, but you don't see this happen very often. I mean, it's so routine. He plays it perfectly, and right there, it just goes. Reminds me of myself in Little League. Nobody would sit behind first base. So everything routine, except, I mean, you could just see. I mean, it's like he didn't get a grip on it.
Nope. It's his 13th error of the year, second since coming to the Orioles. Does open the door a bit. Pinder up. He is singled and grounded out. Orioles have committed 2 errors in the ball game against the team that's committed the most errors.
Well, yeah, I mean, it also it kind of affects you in the sense that it gets the pitch count to 90, which is pretty efficient because Wade Miley coming in usually around 5 innings. I mean, 113 in 5 innings in his last game. I mean, he's right around 20 pitches per inning for the season.
Chad Pinder, the delivery to him's down low. Wellington Castillo makes the stop and holds the runner at second base.
So again, how do you handle this? You know, George Wills, men at work, they always talked about what happens when you got to get into the critical times for pitchers. How do you react when guys make errors? Wade's been around long enough to know he's got to pick up Beckham.
Delivery to Pinder, and that's going to be drilled in the air to left field, right at Seth Smith. Hit hard. He's got it. Runner halfway will go back, and there are 2 down. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Oakland the site, Oakland Coliseum. Oriole fans been cheering with the 5-1 lead, and the Orioles with 4 home runs. The other run came on a Manny Machado ground ball in the first inning. Runner on at second with 2 down now. Here is Olson. Olson getting his second at bat. Grounded out his first time up.
Yeah, but how about Matt Chapman getting ill? He was hot. You know, you like that matchup if you're Bob Melvin, righty Chapman, and now you got to put Olson in there. And again, you don't want to be walking him.
It happened twice now. That sickness to Chapman took him out, and Bob Melvin ended up with exactly what he didn't want in the 4th inning with Olson with runners at first and third, and he grounded out. Now he's got a runner at second base with 2 outs, and as we said, Olson doesn't face left-handers very often. 1 for 10 on the year against them.
Well, at least at this level, you got to imagine. You know, I was looking. I mean, Krugman plays against right-handers. We'll probably see him tomorrow against Jimenez. But coming up through the minor leagues, it looked like he did get at bats, and I would imagine Olson faced lefties when he hit 23 home runs down at AAA.
Runner off second base. Wade Miley's delivery on the way, and a big swing and a foul that right over the shoulder.
Well, former number 1 draft choice. Yeah, big guy. He's 6'5". So there was your pitch to hit. Pretty much outside middle, and he misses it.
Miley looking for the final out here. Delivery on the way to him will come up and in. Wade crossing the 96 pitch mark. The Oriole bullpen, nobody's been up down there to throw. They've been up to stay warm and walking around. You see him down there by that right field wall. A couple of the guys stretching a little, and now it looks like they want somebody to throw. And a foul tip at the plate. That one did get a piece of Wellington Castillo. Count 3-2.
Yeah, another one. Fastball pretty much where you need to throw it with a 5-1 lead. And again, he fouls it off. Inside middle.
Look at Olson. That is a big strike zone presented.
It really is.
In there.
Yeah, a little bigger version of Chris Davis.
There's Michael Givens getting up to throw. Olson waiting on it, and a swing and a miss, and he'll be tagged out. Slams the bat down. No runs, no hits, an error, and the base runner left on. The Orioles maintain a 5-1 lead.
2008. That's not going to happen tonight. 4 home runs, a triple, 2 doubles, so 7 extra base hits. Doesn't walk anybody, but the Orioles light him up and take advantage of the fact that he's not a hard thrower. They make some nice adjustments. And he will leave trailing 5-1. Jiffy Lube pitching chain brought to you by Jiffy Lube. Jiffy Lube stores now do brake services. Stop in and let Jiffy Lube perform a free brake inspection today. So Liam Hendriks out of Australia, hard thrower. Fastball 93-94, elevated ERA because over the last 26 games he's given up 19 earned runs in 20 innings. But again, in the past he's been a pretty good pitcher for him. Struggling as of late.
28-year-old right-hander comes on to face the Orioles here in the top of the 7th inning. 11,386, 11,386. What that means is the loudmouths you can hear. You probably can.
I mean, other than us?
I don't know who they're yelling at, but they're clearly yelling. And with 11,000 here is the announced attendance, and a few less than that actually in attendance. They could call the game from down there and you'd hear it fine at home. Against the Orioles for Liam Hendriks, 12 times against them, 16 in the 3rd innings. The Orioles have really touched him up. They have scored 15 runs on 22 hits in 16 innings against Hendriks. That pitch will be taken for a strike. Joey Rickert leading it off. Popped to first his last time up, fly it out in his first at bat. Beckham and then Manny Machado will follow it up. That one in the air to right field. It'll swing right back towards Pender. He's there and he's got it. 1 down, 7th inning. MLB.com at bat is your #1 mobile app for live Orioles baseball. Stay connected, a fully customizable experience. Get Orioles home screen icons and app features as well as game day, live game video highlights and more. Download it. MLB.com at bat today.
Tim Beckham.
Tim Beckham, PA announcer. Yeah. Tim Beckham. Triple and he scored in the 1st inning. 10-game hit streak for him. He has also grounded out and flied out. Delivery by Hendriks will be taken down low for a ball. So the Orioles, again, the inconsistent offense showing up here in this game after they had produced just 3 runs and 12 hits in the last 2 games against Anaheim. They hit a .182 in those games. They come back here in this one and they have hit 4 home runs, 5 runs, 7 hits, and have the 5-1 lead.
Yeah, a lot of opportunities on Tuesday night against former Oriole Parker Bridwell, but they went 2 for 9. Pitch well. And then yesterday, day game, glary game. Of course, the Angels scored 5 runs. Orioles 4 hits.
And the pitch will be taken down low. Beckham in that leadoff spot for the first time with the Orioles. Orioles are 5-4 here in the not so young month actually of August. Beckham will foul that one back. In order to make some hay, they've got to continue to put up some good numbers this West Coast trip, which is vital with these tough games. Seattle still on the end of the road trip. For August, though, Buck Showalter's ball club is 1st in home runs, 2nd in runs, 2nd in OPS, and 2nd in ERA.
Well, that's the important thing. I mean, for the duration, they have to pitch better. And
down the line, right field. That's going to fall in, and it will roll into the glove. Nice stop made by Pender, and then he bobbled it. So going into second base with a stand-up double is Beckham. Double, triple, 2 for 4 tonight.
Yeah, I was talking to Jack Pender before the game. I said I watched the game where you played up in San Francisco. In fact, Chris Smith played that game, and they kept hitting the ball down on the right field corner, and he did exactly what he did here. Great ball, high ball hitter, and he waits. And right here, I mean, knocked it down in San Francisco. Of course, with 1 out, eventually puts a handle on it. He's got a good arm.
Number 13,
There's no way I'm getting thrown out at third base, already in scoring position.
And Manny Machado coming up. Manny 0 for 3, an RBI on a ground ball out. And in Oakland, they're still booing. That ball grounded to third. Big hop. Naylor's got it, holds the runner, and they record the out. Oh, the runner stays, and Jonathan Scope coming up. Man, he goes back.
Well, you know, again,
Now batting, number 6.
when he does, you know, he has a deal with Scott Coolbaugh, the hitting instructor. You got to have a plan. You got to stick to the plan. Please stick with the plan. I'm begging you, stick with the plan. And swinging at a low away slider is not that plan. And yeah, that's how you go 0 for 4. And you know, when he doesn't do that, he's as tough out as there is in baseball. And again, I think sometimes you just, you know, you get out there when you're young and you think things are just going to happen. That's not the way this game is.
This game will humble you.
Yeah, well, it is.
Often. So the Orioles look for a 2-out RBI from Jonathan Scope, and the pitch is taken down low. 5-1 lead. Can they extend it here in the 7th inning? How about a hold on at second base? Here are the rankings for the second baseman in the American League. Scopey's there first in RBIs. He's tied with Odor with 24 home runs. Altuve has the best OPS, and second to Altuve in hits with 124. That's pretty darn good stuff in the American League rankings. That one towards the middle really hugged the ground. Simeon's throw is off the mark, safe. Runner stays at third.
That type of play, again, because you get jammed and you're coming out of the box, you got to make the good throw. Of course, the wrist he hurt was the right wrist, and he just throws it high. And by the time that Olsen comes down, big target over there at 6'5".
Now batting.
See how they score that. I would imagine it would be an error. Most shortstops make that play, but
haven't put it up yet.
No. Either way, you get the first and third, trying to add more runs here in the 7th.
And there is the error. So Simeon charged with the error in the endless run of errors for this ball club. That is number 96 on the season, leading the majors in errors committed and in unearned runs. And extends the inning. Take a look at our Lexus of Towson drive of the game, Adam Jones.
Yeah, well, last year the only home run off of Chris Smith at 12 at bats was Adam. And once again tonight, hanging curveball gave the Orioles the lead.
Delivery on the way and swung through it. Our Lexus of Towson drive of the game. Lexus of Towson, the area's #1 volume Lexus dealer, 7 straight years. Come see why at lexusoftowson.com. Jones with the home run in the 4th inning, is 21st, 1 for 3 in the ball game. 1 of 4 surrendered by the starter, Chris Smith. That pitch is going to be away. With the error committed in this ball game, the A's have committed 8 errors in their last 6 games and are 1 shy of the total errors they committed all of last year. This year they've surrendered 70 unearned runs. Hendricks, runners off first and third. Jones down to third. That's a fair ball. It'll roll into the bullpen area. Beckham scores easily. Back into the corner they chase. Jonathan Scope will come around. Here's the throw to the plate. Gets away. He is in. And down to second base goes Jones.
And Adam Jones is going, nice going, Jonathan. He got me another RBI. And I tell you, if you don't think Jonathan Scope can run, I mean, this is a, again, it looked like if for some reason Hendricks kind of just slide steps and it's a ground ball somewhere right over the bag. Third base umpire Jim Wolf right there. And then watch this. This is how you get your teammate an extra run and an RBI right there, not even hesitating. And then bang bang at the plate, but the throw hits him. And he gets under the tag of Garneau, who couldn't catch it.
So a 3 RBI ball game for Adam Jones. That's a big hit, and the error created the opportunity. Scope crosses the plate. Adams got 57 RBIs on the year.
So we're now 72 unearned runs.
Yep. And here's Trey Mancini. So the A's open a door in the error, and the Orioles pound on through. Trey Mancini already has 2 home runs, 19 and 20 on the year. He's 3 for 3. He also has a double. He got another one in that bat here tonight. Liam Hendricks' delivery will be foul back and out of play. Here are the Dingers. Back-to-back at bats.
Yeah, again, this is right after Adam Jones' home run. That makes it 3-1. Fastball. And then right there, and this ball, I mean, right off the bat, a rocket into left center field. Trumbo will follow that up with a home run. So on 2 occasions, Trey's been part of a back-to-back home run barrage.
11 home runs on the road for him, and 9 at home. Mancini with Adam Jones at second of the big lead. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way. Slider that'll catch the outside corner for a strike to Trey's dismay. And the count goes to 1-2. Mancini, of course, also one of the leaders with runners in scoring position in the league. Hitting .386 coming in, 3rd best. Mookie Betts still leading in that department at .394. Red Sox, as we said, off today. Hendricks' delivery stayed outside and will get him. But the Orioles add to it on a big 2 RBI double by Adam Jones. 7th inning stretch time, 7-1 O's. Clearance event is going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today. Light shining brightly here at Oakland Coliseum, and the Orioles offense 7-9-2 for the Orioles, 1-3-1 for the A's. Orioles offense doing their part, and Wade Miley doing his. He has walked 3 and struck out 5 in the ball game as he works here into the bottom half of the 7th inning. Wade will face Canna, and he'll foul the first pitch back.
Well, they have a nice swing there. And Darren O'Day, the pitch count right at 99. Darren, who came in, actually kept the Orioles in the ball game on Tuesday night, pitching better as late.
Daniel Colomb is up in the bullpen on the other side. Pitch is taken on the outside corner for a strike. 7-1 lead. Orioles on top. Colomb will be coming on for Hendricks in all likelihood. Hendricks working that inning. Couple of unearned runs, 2 hits, and that big error in the 7th, allowing the Orioles to extend that lead. Pitch on the way, and really went upstairs on the ladder, and he went after it.
Well, it's so nice when you can get ahead, and you know, again, I mean, tonight most of the strikeouts have been on curveballs, but this is just a high heater, get the 2 strikes, young hitter, see if he'll chase, big high leg kick, can't catch up. And 92 here in the 7th inning, and so there have been a couple of moments, but he's been able to pitch out of them, and meanwhile the Orioles give him a 7-1 lead.
Garneau has struck out and he is grounded out. Top of the order, Roger Davis waiting on deck. Wade Miley has worked 7 innings 3 times. One of those 3 he actually went 8, which is his longest outing of the year and his 3rd start against Cincinnati. But in the last 13 starts, not including this one, last 13, he has not pitched 7 innings. 6 innings has been his longest outing, and he did that only once against Tampa Bay 3 starts ago. So he's trying to get back into the 7th inning area. Fouled off for a strike.
Well, you can see a young hitting ball club. They're aggressive. The low strikes help. The fact that he's used all his pitches, especially the curveball tonight, has allowed him to get some big outs. And again, run support. You know, they've gotten him a fair amount of runs all year long. I mean, that's why it's kind of surprising. Well, other than the fact that the pitch count, they've got him over 5.5 runs a game. So normally you would think he'd probably have 8 to 10 to 11 wins by now. With that kind of run support.
He is 5-9.
Yeah.
Reaching on that one, and it'll be fouled away. So Miley getting ahead of Garneau. 2 strikes. Orioles looking to end the 2-game losing streak on the last 2 played in Anaheim.
Yeah, I would think because of the pitch count, and it's not excessively high, but again with this kind of lead and looks like O'Day's getting loose, that this probably will be his last hitter. And then you match up with Davis coming up.
Miley's delivery over the top will be outside. 1-2. Roger McDowell. Even he can smile a little bit.
Well, he's smiling because Dylan Bundy's looking at him going, when are you going to go get him? It's like he's poised, but that'll be Buck.
And the 1-2 pitch on the way in the air center field. Adam Jones coming over, and he will make the catch. Garneau is retired, and there are 2 down. Hard to believe Adams out there talking to everybody, but he is.
Well, you know, when Jonathan Scopes scores all the way from first on the double on the way out to center field, he gave Jonathan a big hug. Yeah, an extra
RBI.
RBI.
At him. Like, you do it. You did it. You did it. You got it done.
Oh, RBIs. You want them.
Yeah.
Looks good on the resume when the smoke clears. I'm not talking about Seattle. Where it's been very smoky.
Yes. Pitch is taken for a strike, Davis. So Miley will try and complete. He has given up a single to Davis, who scored in the 1st inning, and that has been Oakland's offense. Stolen base after Davis reached on the base hit. Throw to second error, moved to 3rd, and came in on the Lowry sac fly. That's it. They've had chances. They have left a couple in scoring position, 3 in scoring position, in fact, in the ball game. That goes flying back, but there's a lot of foul territory, so it hits nothing but dirt and grass.
Yep. Another curveball. Certainly, and I'll have that count by tomorrow. Look it up, but it's the most curveball he's ever thrown, and that I've seen him, and they've been terrific. Added a whole nother element to trying to hit him tonight.
Pitch on the way by Miley, a bouncer out in front. Wade at 76 on that one.
Well, even in the 5th inning, he got Lowry, who had already doubled and hit a sacrifice fly. He struck him out on a 3-2 curveball after he'd walked a couple of guys. So some crucial at-bats tonight. The hook.
And that's it. Great job. Wade Miley probably wraps it up there with a strikeout. He's got 7 in the ball game, and he sets them down 1-2-3.
submarine lair as Adam Jones leads it off with a home run, then back-to-back home runs, and then again Mancini hits the one, and then Trumbo right behind him. 0 for 24. What slump as the Orioles launch 4 home runs, 7 extra base hits off of Chris Smith. Those are your Geico highlights. 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save.
7-1 lead, and Daniel Coulomb comes on to pitch.
Yeah, he you know, active guy. They used to have 2 lefties. Traded Sean Doolittle to the Nationals, so he's the only lefty in their bullpen.
Mark Trumbo will lead it off against him, and Mark will take a fastball up. Mark getting out of the streak where he's 0 for 24 with a home run 6th inning, his 18th of the year, back-to-back with Trey Mancini, after the Orioles also had back-to-back home runs in the 4th inning with Jones and Mancini. All of those solo shots. Pitch taken inside for a ball.
Yeah, came over from the Dodgers with the A's last year. Fastball, curveball, slider, fastball. You know, tops out about 89, 90. Left-handed specialist.
Coulomb with the outfield deep against Trumbo. Will put one on the outside corner for a strike. Liam Hendricks worked an inning, gave up 2 runs, none earned, 2 hits. He didn't walk anybody and struck out 1. Chris Smith, 5 runs, 7 hits over 6. The pitcher of record right now on the losing side. Miley, of course, the starter for the Orioles with a chance at a W.
Yeah.
Comes back in and misses.
Yeah, Daniel Coulomb, what, 3 walks, 3 runs. Had before that not allowed to run in an 11 innings pitch. And again with Mark Trumbo, hopefully if he gets hot, you're always one swing away from another home run.
He's only worked 1 inning against the Orioles in his career. 4 runs on 2 hits in that 1 appearance against the O's. So Coulomb second out of the bullpen. Be used by Bob Melvin here tonight. Got a little length out of his starter, but not the quality start that they needed to stay on top of the Orioles in this ball game. Their bullpen is ranked 14th in ERA. Talked about all the blown saves they've had this year, fouled off down the line. So there's going to be some restructuring done by the A's, and they're in that process at the end of this season, already in it right now, of putting this ball club back together for another year. Bob Melvin will have a lot to say about that, along with Billy Beane upstairs.
Well, yeah, I mean their pitching was so bad. Kurt Young, who had been here what 13 straight years, he was fired back in June and they let go. And
that'll go to short. Simeon up.
Yeah, they went on one of those runs where they had given up 11 runs in Miami for the 6th time, and in 22 games. And next thing you know, they had to make a move, or they chose to. And then Scott Emerson, who'd been their minor league guy, bullpen coach, is now the pitching coach. And then they made the trades where they gave up Sonny Gray to the Yankees. You know, again, for young players.
Greg Gentry's going to pinch hit here for Smith. Get the lefty righty matchup. Smith had an 0 for 3. Seth did in the ball game today. For Gentry, he is 7 for 43 against left-handers, just 173 off the lefties. He's come in a lot as a defensive replacement. Will stay in the ball game in the outfield after this at bat here in the 8th inning. That's to the hole, and that's underneath the glove. Haley reached down for it, and it's scooted past, and there's a pinch hit for Gentry as a pinch hitter. Gentry on. Orioles have 10 hits.
Yeah, again, Chapman had to leave. You know, Healy doesn't have the kind of range that he has, more of a first baseman. Sneaks it by him in the left field to always take a hit.
Gentry 2 for 6 as a pinch hitter. Don't get a lot of those chances in the American League. Most opportunities. Joey Rickards pinch hit more than any other Oriole, 11 times, 2 for 11. Castillo up a double, a walk, and he has struck out. 10-game hit streak with that double he picked up earlier, and he'll take the pitch for a strike. Castillo against the lefties, 333. About 60 points higher against left-handers and right-handers. Although only 2 home runs off lefties, 10 have come against the righties. Runner off first base. Wellington takes the pitch on the outside corner for a strike. And breaking ball, Coulomb.
Yeah, no. Wellington Castillo's his average is sneaking back up towards 300 since Caleb Joseph. Not always splitting the catching duties, but Caleb's been getting a lot of time, so a little more rest for Wellington.
Coulomb's delivery jammed that one inside hard and gets a strikeout.
Nice little curveball right there, and I mean right over the top. That's a good hook. It starts on the plate and ends up at his back foot, perfectly thrown.
Coulomb in 35 games last year with Oakland, 3-1. Gave up fewer hits than innings pitched, 37 to 47, and he struck out 54 in the 47 innings.
Well, this is his 50th game, and 28 of those.
Little chopper that's going to hit off the plate down the line. It is foul. Yes.
Yeah, nice call by him, because if he tries to catch it, got a base hit.
Well, right back with you tomorrow night. Game 2 of this set. Ubaldo Jimenez on the mound against Paul Blackburn. Masson 2, 9:30 Ozark Store, presented by Jeep. Our game coverage at 10. All the access you need right here on Masson. Orioles looking to pick up the first here. And well on top, 7-1 in the 8th inning. Back to the plate. Joey Rickert with the 0 for 3 in the ball game. Gentry on at first base with a base hit. 27-year-old left-hander out of Scottsdale, Arizona, on the mound. And the pitch will come inside to him. Originally selected by the Dodgers, did get to play with the Dodgers 5 games in 14, 5 more in 2015 before acquired by Oakland. Left-hander's breaking ball is in there for a strike at 80 miles an hour.
Yeah, with only one lefty in the bullpen, he would make Bob Melvin, and skipper, very happy if he can get both righties and lefties out. Righties are only hitting 215 off him, probably because of that curveball.
Yep. That freezes right-handers up a little bit.
Well, it just may, it makes that fastball a little bit quicker, and of course he's got a change up to go with it. And against the lefties, he can throw the slider, so he's got 4 pitches. It's almost like he has starter stuff as far as selection.
One ball, 2 strike count. Rickard waiting. Gentry the lead at first base. Left-hander over the top, and there's that one. He drops in again and gets a strikeout, so he's got 2. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. 1 left on base. Bottom of the 8th coming. O's leading.
Miley came in with 5-9 record, trying to get back on track. He's pitched well the last couple of times. On his way to 7 strikeouts. You know, about as good a curveball I've seen him have. He made a lot of great pitches. He could field his position. That's never been a problem. Just come out of the inning. And meanwhile, the Orioles get him 7 runs on 4 home runs. A couple of key outs to Matt Olson. And then ends his game with his 7th strikeout after Raji Davis had hit him pretty well early on. Strikes him out up and in. So the most strikeouts since the 25th of April back against Tampa Bay. 111 pitches. And Darren O'Day will come on.
O'Day will get Semien hitting second in the order. He has walked, lined out, grounded out. Darren's delivered to him inside for a ball.
So Darren, who pitched down in Anaheim, see the innings, 51 strikeouts, average low. The only thing, he had a period of 9 games where he threw 4 home runs. So hopefully that was an aberration coming off the DL from a shoulder problem.
Lifetime against Oakland. He has a 1-1 record. This is the 35th game he's pitched against them. 37 innings, 12 runs, 32 hits, ERA 2.89 against Oakland for Darren. Delivery on the way. Semien will take it on the inside corner for a strike. Gentry stays in the ball game in left field. Pinch hit for Smith and takes over in left. Wade Miley, the last hit they got off Miley was in the 4th inning, and it was with 2 down. After that, Miley had 13 plate appearances with no hits, 3 walks, and a batter reached on an error. Down the line and foul. But he really finished it up with pizzazz. And Oakland just unable to do anything against him. Dull up in the bullpen. Ryan getting ready to go. And Marcus Semien with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Semien, a .255 hitter, lifetime against the Orioles. A couple of home runs against the O's. Pitch on the way to him. That one looped in the air towards center. Jones coming, and it'll fall in for a base hit. So Semien on with a leadoff single.
Yeah, he's happy about that. Nice pitch. Good plate coverage with 2 strikes. Takes the pitcher's pitch and serves it into center field.
I don't know if you've seen that right behind home plate is a number 24 Ricky Henderson field, big logo. I asked about that before the game, how come, and apparently the A's, they put a number of former player names on different things. They named the field after Ricky Henderson. That's on there for every game. Ricky the speedster, of course, Hall of Famer. Dennis Eckersley got a gate named after him.
A gate?
A gate.
Really?
One of the entrance ways is Dennis Eckersley
Way
entrance. Should be exit because he usually finished off games.
Exactly. They got a bobblehead coming up right behind home plate. You can see it. You picture right there the Eckersley bobblehead.
There it is, right
He's
there.
He's probably
on the left.
pointing at somebody. I know that.
I know that.
After he just struck him out or in his no-hitter. Get in the box. Wanted to get it over with, and the hitter wouldn't do it.
Lowry at the plate. That's going to be a base hit down the line. Lowry's on his way to second, going to third. Semien, he'll come around to score. Relay throw will come to the plate, but not in time. So an RBI. Fred Lowry delivers it and makes it a 7-2 ball game.
Yep, and that'll get probably somebody up in the bullpen. It's location. Look where the glove is. Look where the ball is. So it's hittable. And again, you come off the bag, try to take away the hole, hits it right where you were standing. You can't do anything about that. You figure he's going to make a little better pitch, and there's your run scoring.
Lowry gets his 38th RBI. And another double to one of the doubles leaders in the American League. Came in third in doubles. So Davis coming up. Orioles have held Chris Davis down. He's grounded out to short twice and drawn a walk. He's gone after pitches very early in the at-bats. And we'll take that O'Day delivery inside for a ball.
Well, he is working on a 3 home run streak of 3 consecutive games. And
never has had a 4 consecutive games with a homer. Blyer up in the pen. Runner off second base. Nobody out here. Started to swing, holds off. Slider going away.
So you're getting behind people. You're not making your pitches. That's usually not what we see from Darren O'Day.
8th inning. A's trying to mount a big rally. And O'Day being watched closely here by Buck Showalter. Delivery. Chris Davis will take that outside. Not close.
And again, you know he's not trying to do that. And, you want to get ahead. 2-0. He's just trying to throw that slider, something other than a fastball and a fastball count, and he misses 4 or 5 inches off the plate. And now you think 5 runs down, even though this guy's hit what 73 home runs the last 2 years. You know he's taken here.
3-0 count. Davis has put himself on with a walk. He just put the bat on his shoulders right there. And 2 on, and that will bring Roger McDowell out to the mound.
Number 25,
Ryan Healy coming up has struck out twice and reached on an error when the game resumes after the meeting at the mound. Talking about Chris Davis and those home runs, the 73 home runs in 2 years is a truly astronomical number. In the American League, Frank Robinson was 79 in the first 2 years. Dick Stewart was 75, and Joe DiMaggio was 75. They're the leaders, and Chris is right behind them with 73.
And this season's not over.
Yeah.
And well, he hits home runs, tremendous power. And then Cabrera, of course, and then Guerrero. And both of those, you know, well, Dr. Strangeglove, Dick Stewart. You know, that was his nickname because he didn't care much about playing defense.
And the pitch will be taken for a strike.
Yeah,
so suddenly these at bats become pretty big. 7-2 ball game, 2 on, nobody out.
Well, you're looking for outs, and you know, you want to get them as soon as you can. You need 6 more and maintain the 7-2 lead now.
Ace just 1 for 8 in these situations tonight.
Yeah, you'd love to get a ground ball, double play ball here.
Ryan Healy waiting on it, way outside.
And he's a better fastball hitter, and Darren knows that. They know what the book is. And again, can you throw that pitch over? Usually he can. Tonight it's been a little bit of a struggle.
A's have left 6 on base in the ball game. 5 hits for the A's. Orioles have out hit him 10-5 so far. Ryan Healy waiting on it. O'Day's delivery will be there for a strike. Knees on the outside corner. Well located, 1-2.
Yeah, he doesn't even turn around, even though he kind of now talks to DJ Rayburn all night long. It's been the low strike. One of the better umpiring jobs because he has not given the pitchers anything off the inside or the outside corner. You may not like his strike zone, but you know what it is.
Lowry on at second base. Chris Davis on at first. O'Day's got a 1-2 count on Healy. Delivery to him way outside, and Castillo has to go out and snag it.
Yeah, I mean, that's hard to believe he even caught that ball. That ball was that far outside, so it's obviously an indication, I mean, to Roger McDowell, to Buck Showalter, that things aren't normal for Darren O'Day. And again, it's all rhythm. If you can't, you know, it's just because he throws sidearm, the same dynamics. You got to be able to close. You got to be able to stay closed. If you fly open, even from that arm position, that's the result. Yeah,
and another one that's going to miss up and away. So working the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Darren O'Day with 2 on and nobody out.
You know, and the last thing, Gary, I mean, you got to pitch to the scoreboard, but the last thing he wanted to do was have to throw a guy with 21 home runs a fastball or something in the middle of the plate. Whatever you think you can throw over, and I'm not sure he can throw the fastball over. It's probably going to be a slider.
Runners off first and second. 3-2. Look back. Runner back. Darren worked an inning against the Angels 2 days ago. Gave up for nothing. Had one strikeout in that one.
And he came in with runners at first and third. He did a tremendous job to get him out of the inning and keep him in the game.
So Healy ready on the 3-2. And he'll foul it away. We'll do it again.
Yeah, there was the slider. I can't imagine you have a lot of confidence in the fastball. Just doesn't seem to have command of it. And there are nights when you don't have command of everything. And it can't be the perfect slider. It may end up to be that, but you just got to make sure you get it in the strike zone.
One run in here in the 8th inning, and the A's, in what was a lopsided game, still is, but looks a lot less with these two on. And that's there for a strike. And not much question. He's going to argue, but
well, he hasn't liked the strike zone all night long, and he struck out on curveballs. But one thing, and he's going, I'm 6'4".
Melvin's going to let him argue.
But all night long he's been consistent. It's his strike zone. He did, and again, it's probably a little bit low because he's a tall kid, but not all night. And there's probably been about 3 or 4 pitches, and he's upset, and I don't blame him because he wanted to get on. But the strike's the strike tonight.
So the out recorded, and a big one, the first one in the inning. Now Pinder up. He has a base hit. He is ground out and flied out. Chad Pinder, the right fielder, goes after the first pitch and fouls it back. And that will bring Castillo out to the mound to talk to O'Day. Pinder, you see, with power.
Oh yeah, big time power.
255 with runners in scoring position this year for Pinder.
Yeah, I met him for the first time, and he played a lot of infield coming up, and because of the injury to Marcus Semien with the hand injury and the wrist injury, he was playing second base and shortstop, mostly shortstop, and then just kind of worked his way to try to get in the lineup playing right field where he's playing tonight.
Aaron O'Day trying to get a ground ball to get out of the inning right now. O'Day looked back, not covering the bag there, and that's going to be foul back as well. So Pinder on a couple of foul balls takes the count to 0-2.
And probably your first opportunity to hit off somebody with the release point of Darren O'Day, kind of a submariner. Used to looking for that little window of release at a different point.
Pinder at the minors played 257 games at short, 80 at second, 5 at third. Pitch to him. Pinder again. He was on it. Fouls it straight back.
A little better swing.
So Darren O'Day having to work hard here in the 8th inning with Semien single. Jed Lowry driving in a run, and the walk to Chris Davis. So runners on at first and second still. And the 0-2 coming. Pinder swung at them all. That's the one they wanted. Beckham, Jonathan Scope, relay to first. And that should be the ball game, even though it's not ending right here. And 1 run in on a couple of hits. They leave 2 on, and that may be the last chance. Good one the A's have. And is brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Beautiful night here in the Bay Area. Over there in San Francisco, a lot of restaurants stay open late at night. Yahoo! 7-10-2 for the Orioles, 2-5-1 for the A's.
Yeah, Ryan Dahl, who did a really nice job for him last year, but this year early knee injury, so he missed over 52 games. So maybe a little bit more of a struggle coming off that. I mean, Mr. 36 straight inherited runners not scoring last year. Did a great job for him. You can see right there, pretty good numbers there, 2 for 22 with coming in, because you usually come in with runners on.
Coulomb worked an inning. He had 1 hit against him, couple of strikeouts.
Yeah, fastball, slider, changeup, and loves the slider. Why not? It's a good one.
Orioles batting in the 9th inning, and Beckham leading it off. Beckham has had a triple and a double. 10-game hit streak for him. He is 2 for 4 in the ball game. Right-handers pitch to him will be put up in the air. All that room comes into play here if you can get there, and they can. It'll be a foul ball in the bullpen area.
Yeah. Matt Olson loping at 6'5", and then Pinder, he'll come into your picture. Just can't quite get there.
So that'll keep the at-bat alive, and Beckham will come back. Beckham had multi-hit games in each of the first 5 with the Orioles. First time in his career he had more than 2 straight multi-hit games. He now has 29 multi-hit games on the season, and they're doing far more of that with the Orioles than he had done anywhere else before, collecting more than 1 hit in the ball game.
Yeah, it's funny, when we were down there he was playing for the Rays and playing quite a bit. He had been in one of those mini slumps. 1 for 18, and then, but he had also hurt his ankle, and obviously it looks like his ankle's recovered.
Certainly has no problems, period. Running, hitting, fielding, no sign of a problem. And that one will be taken down low. Tim Beckham trying to get on. Orioles up 7-2. And has played a very good shortstop. Big average against this Oakland team lifetime, hitting .308. He's had 3 home runs against him, but most of it came in Tampa. He's hitting only a .188 in this yard. That'll be fouled off outside of third. And a 2-ball 2-strike count. Machado and Jonathan Scope due up for the Orioles here in the 9th inning, as they look to get victory number 57, pull themselves again within a game of 500. Trumbo and Scope over there. You can yuck it up a little bit when you're up by 5.
Yes. Well, they've been a pretty impressive offensive night for the Orioles.
Yep. 4-homer game. And Adam Jones moving into the cleanup spot. 3 RBIs. Homer, double. Beckham in the leadoff spot. Triple, double. Right buttons pushed by Buck Showalter for this ball game. And that one will be fouled away. Not clear whether Chris Davis will be back in the lineup tomorrow. There's nothing wrong with him. Wanted to sit him out, give him a rest. He's been struggling at the plate. Buck said he was working on things. Scott Coolbaugh, the hitting coach, wanted to continue to do that. May want to continue to do it tomorrow. They were going to wait and see. And Scott working with Trish, trying to get that swing down and contact back. Ground ball to third. Big hop. Haley's got it. Beckham is retired. 1 away in the 9th inning.
Yeah, and the task tomorrow will be trying to hit Paul Blackburn, who's a ground ball specialist. He's what, 7 starts, 5 or more innings in every one of them. And his last game was against the Angels. They were swinging the bat well. He shut them out for 6 2/3 innings. So, I mean, this is what baseball is about, especially here. They won the first one in Anaheim, and then the offense went away. So, get 3 more outs if you want to get a few more runs. Go to it, and then get ready for tomorrow.
Blackburn, another pitcher called up from AAA. He came up on July 1.
Yeah, low ERA at AAA at 3.05, but only 5 wins, 6 losses.
Manny Machado trying to get out of an 0 for. He's had an 0 for 4, but he has had an RBI. So Manny up with 1 down and nobody on. Manny carrying the big 309 average in this ballpark with a couple of home runs in his career. Delivery to him will be called strike up and in. That he will discuss with DJ Rayburn, the home plate umpire. Blyer's been in the bullpen ready to go a couple of times. Pitch on the way, a breaking ball that's going to miss.
Yeah, Ryan Dahl, I mean, 32nd round draft choice. So UNC Asheville, so he worked his way through the minor leagues. Never ever started a game.
Dahl's delivery, and that'll be put up in the air left center field. Raja Davis coming over, and he will make the catch. Manny retired, and there are 2 down. Bottom third of the order will be due up in the bottom of the 9th inning for the A's.
Now batting.
2 down and Jonathan Schoop. Jonathan reached on an error in the 7th inning, proved to be very costly. 2 unearned runs scored by the Orioles in the 7th. Adam Jones took advantage of it, following Schoop with a 2 RBI double, and the breaking ball in there for a strike. So Jonathan's 5-game hit streak probably on the line here with this at bat. Gone 6 for 23 during the streak, including tonight. Check swing, did he go? Newton. Benefit of the doubt from the crew chief, Sam Holbrook.
Pretty good slider that he almost waved at.
And does wave at that one at 82.
Well, he, 90, 82, change up at 80, so he can change speeds. And this is, I mean, to me, this is his best pitch. And it's hard to pick up the spin and what the timing of it is, because he throws it at different speeds. And then the ability, the break is really good.
Right back to the mound on the comebacker. Dell will make the play, and he has a solid appearance here in the 9th, retiring the side in order. Orioles need 3 outs to wrap it up, looking for a W here in Oakland. In the seats, in the stands. Yes, they lead at 7-2 and look to put a W up here.
Yeah, it's been one of those nights as 7 extra base hits. Richard Blyer hadn't pitched against the Tigers, where he pitched 2 innings. Boy, what a year he's had. They pick him up, comes out of the Yankee organization. I mean, hit per inning, but he keeps the ball in the ballpark. Again, he's got a little cutter, great angle, because he's on his 6'5". Get both righties and lefties out. Again, done a nice job, you know, in the important things. You know, you start looking at inherited runners, only 4 out of 22. A lot of people will tell you that's the definitive average, and right there, it's a good way to do it. 4 for 26, first batter.
First appearance ever against Oakland for Blyer. Matt Olson leads it off, takes the pitch down low. Olson came on for Chapman when Chapman went out sick after getting just an at-bat. Couple of innings played. 0 for 2 at the plate. Canna and then Garneau due up the bottom third. Darren O'Day an inning, a run on 2 hits with a walk and a strikeout. Miley waiting to get a W. Gave up 1 run not earned on 3 hits in 7 innings. He had 3 walks, 7 strikeouts in the ball game. He continues his mastery lifetime against the A's. He will be 3-1. 2-1 in this ballpark.
Yeah,
and as we said, his ERA overall against them was 1.8, and in this ballpark 1.4, and he lowered both of them.
Yeah, if you're on your game, this is a great place to pitch for a lot of reasons, and then your team supports you well. They've done a nice job of that all year long, over 5.5 runs a game. And Matt Olson saying, do I ever get to see a righty?
Nope.
Well, maybe tomorrow night.
Olson will take the pitch, and the count goes to 2-2. So Matt Olson trying to get something started here. The big out on the double play to Pinder in that 8th inning, crushing what could have been a bigger inning for the A's. They only got 1 run out of it on 2 hits. And a swing and a miss. Strikeout number 1 for Blyer.
Yeah, if you're as a left-hander, you want to get lefties out, and you can learn a 2-seam fastball underneath their hands. He did it 3 times. So again, you go try to cover the outside corner, and you can't quite get to this. And he's got a big long swing because he's a big guy. You could see him trying to keep the bat head to the ball, but he just couldn't get there. So it's a great way to pitch to left-handers.
That will bring Canna to the plate. A walk. Has struck out and flied out. Mark Canna, A's left fielder. Blyer's delivery to him will be down low for a ball. Canna just 189 off the left-handers coming into tonight's play. Blyer's delivery to him. That'll be in the outside corner for a strike.
Yeah, left hip for Canna all last year really inhibited his ability to play. Rule 5 guy, hit 16 home runs a year before, had to stay in the big leagues the whole year. Hit 254 and hit a bunch of home runs.
One ball, 1 strike delivery to him. Canna up the middle, and he's going to have a base hit. So Canna on with the single with 1 away here in the bottom of the 9th inning. And the A's will pick up their 6th hit of the ball game. Dustin Garneau is the catcher, 0 for 3. Blyer will look for a double play here to try and wrap it up. Garneau also is not hit against the lefties, only 179 coming into the ball game tonight. He'll take a pitch down low for a ball. And Brock in the pen.
Yeah, just in case.
Delivery by Blyer, fouled back, tried to jump on that one.
Yeah, big time swing. And you know, the thing for Richard Blyer, he's not overpowering, and I suppose if you're running, well, you got a 5-run lead, why do you have Brock up? He gets everybody out. I mean, he gets righties and lefties out equally. I just think it's deceptive. It kind of has a closed stance. He's a big guy, hides the ball well. But again, everybody in this lineup is a right-handed hitter other than Matt Olson.
Garneau.
And he's got that little slider that it's just, you know, you see a lot of foul balls, a lot of balls that right-handed hitter's feet because he just able, because of the angle, to throw it down and in. It's not a Ron Guidry, Sparky Lyle, Steve Carlton slider, but it's very effective because of the arm angle. As long as he gets it inside, it's hard to put into fair territory.
One-two delivered, and Garneau rips that one. That'll be a fair ball into the corner. It'll be chased down. Gentry, runner will stop at third. Gentry gets it in a hurry. So the double by Garneau will put runners at second and third with one away here in the ninth inning.
And again, doesn't get it in, and you can see how quickly the bat is because it's only 85. And that's going to get Buck Showalter out of the dugout.
So Blyer will pitch only a third of an inning, charged with a couple of hits. Brad Brock will come on, 2 in scoring position, and Rajai Davis coming up.
Monday night in Anaheim. Orioles winning that game 6-2. So he comes in, hard thrower. He's having another good year. Closer when the Zach Britton had the forearm problems.
Your attention, please.
Again, low numbers. Well, lefties, righties. And the ability with 3+ pitches. So trying to get 2 more outs before with a 5-run lead.
Matt Joyce is going to be the pinch hitter for Rajai Davis, as they'll get a lefty-righty. Bob Melvin will. As Joyce, there you see the home run numbers, 15 of them and 44 RBIs. So Joyce up, runners on at second and third. Infield moves around a bit, not a full shift, but they will play him to pull. Rajai Davis and a single and 4 times up to the plate. Joyce goes after the first pitch and will just pull it foul.
You got 3 leadoff home runs this season as Zach Britton, the Oriole closer, just in case gets ready. So you start adding up base runners. That's run 3 and 4. Run 5 is at the plate.
Joyce, a lot of at bats against the Orioles. 277, 11 home runs. Brad Brock's delivery to him. He takes it. Did he go? No.
Boy, he's got tremendous. I mean, his power. It's usually pull power, and again out over the plate. Out there, a nice take on a good changeup, which is, again, is as good as any of the pitches that Brad Brock has. And you would like to stay away from the fastball, and you got an idea how quick he was on that first one.
Joyce 1 for 2 off Brad Brock, and that's right there for a strike. Fooled him. He was leaning for something away, and it wasn't.
Yeah, so the count, Gary, you can pitch, strike the ball. Try to either throw the changeup, maybe even a hard slider down and in to get him, maybe read fastball, swing over it.
Pitch on the way by Brock, and that's going to be inside.
And there is that slider, and sure Richard Blyer saying you can even strike him out and keep my inherited runners from scoring. By the way, if you want to do it.
Matt Joyce had a leadoff homer ball game yesterday. Third time he's done it this year. 7th time in his career. It's the pinch hitting opportunity. Runners off second and third. Pitch to him. Joyce reaching and fouls it off. And upstairs. So Joyce trying to keep this inning alive here. Base hit could score a couple of runs and make it interesting. Far more interesting than the Orioles would want. He's 2 for 9 as a pinch hitter. He's got the leadoff runner Canna. Garneau at second.
Yeah, did a lot of pinch hitting last year with Pittsburgh.
Yep.
After spending the year before with the Angels.
2 ball 2 strike delivery by Brad Bach, and he chases, and that will be foul and stays there. Just able to tap that one straight down.
Yeah, he was talking down at the cage today because of going to Pittsburgh, and he had to make some swing changes. You know, maybe shorten the swing a little bit. I think most guys that will, when they go to the National League, Terry Crowley certainly did that. You know, played on 2 World Championship teams. Dave Hansen, who we just saw hitting instructor with the Angels, one of the great pinch hitters. You know, they all talk about swing adjustments, better path to the ball.
2 ball 2 strike count. We're in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Brock's delivery again, and he does get him. Brad Brock with the strikeout, and Joyce retired.
Yeah, nice swing, but the changeup at the bottom drops out. What's the movement on this? So again, you think it's going to be in the middle of the plate, tumbles right to the outside corner, and he swings right through it. Kind of battled, but once again, you know, Brad Brock outstuffs him. Great changeup down and away.
Marcus Semien with 2 down here in the 9th inning. Semien a 1 for 3 off Brock. He's had a base hit in the ball game, 1 for 3 and a walk. Brock's delivery to him with 2 away will slice the outside corner for a strike. Victory here. A's will have lost 3 in a row. The Orioles will end a 2-game losing streak. Be within a game of 500 yet one more time. Starting the day 2.5 out of the wild card spot. Pitch again, just missed away. Marcus Semien waiting on it. He'll swing through it. 3 in a row that have been right down and on the outside part of the plate. Brad Brock last year had a couple of games against the A's. No runs, 1 hit, 3 1/3. He has no record against them. This will be the 8th game he's appeared in against Oakland. Delivery to Marcus Semien. That'll be outside. Brad Brock 95 on it.
Yeah, trying to pepper that outside corner. Well, if the A's end up losing this game, at least they will have made the Orioles use some of their relievers in a 4-game series. They never know how that's going to play out.
Even got the closer, Zach Britton, up. Not in, but up. 2 ball 2 strike delivery to him. Sliced towards the bullpen. And out of play.
And then Britton pitched yesterday, you know, really just to get some work, and gave up a run. Walked a run in with the bases loaded.
From one Orioles fan to another. Ah, very nice. See, if you stick around for the whole game, good things happen. 2-2. Ooh-ah. Right by the hands on that one, and that'll take it full 3-2.
Yeah, fastball trying to hit the inside corner, and Marcus Semien just trying to get out of the way. Already missed 74 games with a wrist injury.
Canna and Garneau are the base runners at 3rd and 2nd. Semien trying to bring him home. Brock trying to end it. 3-2, and they're loaded. Boy, these outs are coming hard here in the ninth inning. And that's going to be it for Brad Brock. Who would have thought at the start of this ninth the Orioles would be bringing in their closer? Well, that's what's going to happen here. Zach Britton will be coming on, the third pitcher used in the ninth inning. Bases loaded, 2 down. Lowry coming up. Fast.
You're right. You got to get 27 outs, and you got to have a lead when you do it. And that's what Britton is in there. 4 pitch yesterday. A couple of walks. Walked in a run. A couple of strikeouts. Talking to him before the game, he said, "Yeah, I hadn't pitched in 4th day. I wasn't very good. Hate to walk in a run." And said his arm felt fine. So we'll see if that's the case. Yeah, Lowry, what, 0 for 6 lifetime off him, but he's also a much better hitter from the left side. 11 home runs, 10 hitting left-handed. A .231 hitter from this side of the plate with 1 home run.
Bases are loaded, 2 down, bottom half of the ninth inning. Lowry's had an RBI base hit, a double, sac fly, big night offensively. He will take the first pitch from Britton in there for a strike. Zach is 4 for 6 lifetime in saves against Oakland last year. He appeared in 3 games against them, came away with 2 saves in those ball games. Canna, Garneau, Marcus Semien of the base runners. Britton's delivery on the way. That'll be taken down low for a ball.
Well, if Lowry gets on base and then you have a guy that's hit home runs in 3 consecutive games coming up, the A's will have gotten everything they want. An opportunity to get back into this game with 1 swing. And those are the numbers we said. Career Jed Lowry against Zach Britton.
Runners get their leads. Pitch on the way by Britton. A ground ball towards first, foul. Chopped it at 97 and a 1-ball 2-strike count from Zach.
Yeah, we saw yesterday the walks were balls up, and then the 2 strikeouts, I mean, were dive bombing sinkers down and away. Similar to the pitch he just fouled off. And hitters will tell you, looks like it's going to be up in the zone, and it doesn't stay there when he's on his game. So 58 consecutive saves.
Britton ready with a 1-ball 2-strike count. Pitch on the way to him, and a check swing, and new.
And Holbrook says, nope, not going home yet.
Zach 9 for 9 this year and almost picked up number 10, but did hold up. Though Lowry trying to keep it alive here in the ninth. They got a run in the 8th inning. Had a big chance. Double play ended that opportunity. Now here in the ninth. Opportunity again. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Lowry goes down the line in right field. Coming on, Joey Rickard, and makes the running catch. And that will end the ball game. No